John Tucker and his dream performance have put Buffalo back in the series. Tonight, it's Game 4 with the Bruins, next on the Niagara Frontier Sports Network.
Well, thank you, John. They certainly outdid themselves last night of this game. 216 minutes in penalties compared to 146 minutes in penalties in the first game. Now, they're going to tighten up the security, and I mean in the building, not on the ice. I mean, they had, 5 fights in the last minute of play last night. They had a big brawl in behind the Boston bench, but they're tightening up the security. They're going to have some 6'6" guy behind there tonight, Mike. They're going to take it easy.
I've got some good news for you. That same guy, we're both chipping in $100, and he's coming to Boston with us. But they need it, Ted. That was one of the wildest nights I have ever seen at the Buffalo Auditorium. I mean, they'll remember that night for an awful long time. Concerning this game tonight, I think the Buffalo Sabres will have to be as emotionally high as they were last night. And the question is, can they get that high? I mean, I have never seen them on such a height with that whole hockey game. I mean, they're just floating.
Well, Tom Barrasso is expected to be back in goal again. That'll be his 4th game in 5 nights. And Reggie Lemelin, Andy Moog played last night, but it appears that Lemelin will be in tonight.
And I thought it wasn't a bad move by Boston to put Moog in. If you really look at it statistically, it was fine. It was a good move by the Bruins. It just didn't turn out in their favor. Reggie Lemelin, he has to feel awful good about playing against the Buffalo Sabres. He's a stand-up goaltender. What I really like about Lemelin, he plays steady, Ted. He's there night after night. You can pretty well count on him. He's not the greatest in the league, and he's not the worst. He's just in between. He's a good, solid goaltender, and he keeps his team in a hockey game.
And we understand that Jay Miller will not be in the lineup tonight. And so it's going to be another one of those games. Who knows what's going to happen, the Buffalo Sabres and the Boston Bruins. Now, let's go in to John Girdler. Gentlemen, Stambridge, Andy Moog was in last night, and there's been a switch in goaltenders for the Buffalo Sabres. It'll be Darren Pupa in goal for Buffalo with a 3.75 goals against average. He replaced Tom Barrasso 4 minutes into the 3rd period in Game 1. Not in the lineup tonight for Buffalo, Kenny Priestley, Doug Smith, Donnelly, Hospodar, and Riki. Mikael Anderson is back in the lineup, and he replaces Priestley. Marquardt, Larson, Miller, and Byers will not dress for the Bruins tonight. Jay Miller, we understand, may have have a knee injury, Mike?
Yeah, he hurt his knee, I believe, in one of the fights last night. And Boston are missing an awful lot of muscle for this hockey game. That's 3 big hitters out of the lineup for the Bruins.
Now play is underway with Ruff dropping it back to Housley. It's intercepted by Crowder. He brings it in over the line, but he's bumped in there. Now wait a minute. There's Priestley. He is in the lineup. He had the wrong. There's going to be a penalty coming up here. Well, Kenny Priestley is in the lineup. We had wrong information here in the broadcast location. And I don't see Mikael Anderson on the Buffalo bench.
Well, and they just nailed Kenny Linsman for a penalty. He's skating around in amazement. He can't believe he picked the penalty up, but he'll pick it up for high sticking.
4 minutes. Listen to Linsman. He said, what?
Wow. Now, that's crackdown time by Kerry Fraser. Is he setting a signal up, sending a signal out to both hockey clubs? There will be no fooling around tonight. He's not wasting any time. Linsman, 4 minutes. Now the Sabres won in the power play, Ted, and they have the best playoff power play so far. Best in the National Hockey League, and isn't that an unusual stat for the Sabres?
Yes, they are 5 for 18 in the power play. The Bruins are 5 for 28. They have a 27.8%. And the Bruins are 10th in the power play department in the playoffs.
There you look at Ray Bourque, the workhorse for the Boston Bruins. He'll be logging about 35 minutes again this evening. A lot of people questioning Terry O'Reilly, why he was even playing Bourque late in the game, why he would even chance him getting injured.
So the Sabres go to the power play. The 18-second mark of the first period. Housley giving it to Priestley. Priestley works it through, comes back in now. Darren Pupa in goal for the Buffalo Sabres. Priestley being watched by Casper. Now they start to bring it back, and right away they're yelling Reggie, Reggie here at Memorial Auditorium. Auditorium here now. Is Tucker in behind the net. He's checked. Kluzak gets it around. Housley keeps it into the blue line. But it's intercepted by Kluzak. He will bring it back. They've got a 3-on-2 situation. Kluzak in over the line. Kluzak with the pass in front. Back to Kluzak behind the net. Into the corner. Right out in front. Now picked up by Casper. And it's Buffalo that's got the man advantage. Bork back into his own zone with Turgeon in forechecking. Here's Turgeon tying him up with a good move there. And Burridge will send it off the board to the back into the Buffalo zone. Now Pupa leaves it for Priestley. Here's the pass to Housley. Over the line at center. Back with Foligno. Slaps it off the boards into the Bruin zone. Ruutu keeping it in, but Wesley has it all alone. And he sends it back into the Buffalo zone. 2:50 left in the Sabres power play. Rick Middleton back in the lineup for the Bruins. Now the pass goes to Housley. Gives it to Ruutu at center. To the Boston line. Ruutu going to the boards. He's bumped. It's cleared. Ramsey gloves it down. Keeps it in. The pass tipped away. Here's Wesley. And with 2:30 now remaining in the power play.
Terrific job by the Bruins. Boy, are they killing this penalty well.
Now here comes Ruutu back into the Boston zone. Back to Foligno. The drive. And Lemelin makes the save. Here's Ramsey. Sends it back now to Johansson. In it goes. There's a shot. And it went right by Lemelin in front of the net. And a bouncing puck cleared back over the line with 2 minutes and 5 seconds now left in the power play.
And that was the first time the Buffalo Sabres had nice control of the puck on this power play.
Turgeon will bring it back. Now to the Boston line, trying to get through. Here's Tucker. Tucker left it there for Ramsey. Back into Tucker. Tucker trying to get the shot. He scores! Turgeon! What a pass from Tucker! And the Sabres take a 1-0 lead. Wow, what a spectacular pass from Tucker to Turgeon.
I was watching this head all the way. I could see Turgeon all by himself on the far side. I was just wondering if Tucker saw him. Well, he saw him right between the legs of that Bruin defender. He's right on the stick of Turgeon, who's just having an unbelievable series here so far for the Sabres. What a tremendous pass. Plenty of zip on it. Right between the legs. On the blade of the stick. And all Turgeon had to do was spit on the puck, and in it goes. Boy, it's Tucker red hot. 4 goals last night. You realize 3 of those 4 goals were off the Bruins? That's right. One way or another, but 3 of the 4 goals deflected off the Boston Bruins players. Turgeon, Bork, and I don't know who the other guy was, but then he scored in the penalty shot.
Turgeon with his 3rd goal in 4 games. The Sabres take a 1-0 lead. Now it comes back into the Bruin zone. Delvin going back to get it. Off the board, Neely in control. He will backhand it right to the Buffalo line, taken by Johansson. He sends it back to center. Foligno slaps it off the boards. Here he comes, and over the line, the pass over to Ruutu, back now to Gillies, the drive, and Lemelin makes the save, and Clark Gillies, and here come the Bruins, led by Janney. Into the Buffalo zone, he dropped it back. Now Joyce with the shot, blocked. Here's a chance for Neely. He's tied up, but it's cleared down the ice by Ruutu to back into the Boston zone.
If you notice, Cam Neely's wearing the face mask tonight. He got into that fight last night with Ruff. They say he might have a broken nose, but nobody will really tell us if it is or not.
1-0 Buffalo. You're watching Sabres hockey in the Niagara. Now play underway. The puck deep in the Buffalo zone and behind the net. Here's Platt with Alkidis in there. Now it's cleared around by Turgeon. He sends it back into the Bruin zone. Shoebottom will go back after it. Getting it off the boards, Turgeon kicking at it to keep it in. Now Bork in behind the Bruins net. Starts to bring it back with the pass to Willie Platt. His pass went off Shepard. Gathered in by Bork. Bork sends it in, but it hit Alkidis. Alkidis is injured, but he stays on the ice. Now Shepard recovers, goes in behind the net. Up it'll come to Arneal. Arneal just flipped it back to the Boston line. Alkidis trying to get to the bench. Ruff will replace him. Now taken by Krupp. He tried to get it over now for Priestley. Cleared by Burridge. Tipped away by Ruff. Back to Peterson. Now for Shoebottom. Stopped at the line, and it's an offside call at the Buffalo blue line. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Magic 102. Magic 102, the new home of Sandy Beach. Weekday mornings from 5:30 to 10.
As you look at Rick Middleton, the first time he's been in the lineup, and offensively, what a career he has had for the Boston Bruins. Not as effective offensively anymore, but he sure didn't sacrifice his defense to be a good offensive player. You can say the same thing about Steve Kasper.
Face-off will be over the Buffalo blue line with Priestley in at center. McGuire on the right side, Hartman on the left side. Now the referee, Gary Fraser, is going over to the Bruins bench. 15 games he played during the regular season for Buffalo. 1-0 Buffalo leading, and play resumes. Here's Kluzak sending it in for one off rough, and a bouncing puck gloved by Pupa. Burridge moved in there.
Well, Burridge came down and clamped down on the glove of Pupa. A little chop there after Pupa had it in the glove. Now the Sabres, they're playing with intensity tonight, but certainly not as much intensity as last night. As far as the Bruins are concerned, I don't think they're showing that much so far in this hockey game. I mean, they're even showing less intensity.
Well, I'll tell you, Kluzak and Raymond Bourque, I mean, they must have played more than half the game last night, and you could tell that they were starting to tire a little bit in the third period.
Well, they're dodging bullets right now, playing them that much. Remember, an awful lot of games in succession. Sooner or later, will take its toll on those players that are playing 30 minutes a game.
Now McGuire moves in against Kasper. Kasper wins the draw. Back to Kluzak into the corner. Here's Kluzak coming right in front with the shot. Blocked by Pupa. And the rebound recovered by Ruff. He's tied up and knocked down in behind the net by Kasper and Middleton. They'll come back now to Burridge. The end of the corner goes to Kasper. Puts it right out in front. Tipped away. Now taken by Hartman. He tipped it high into the air. Will it come to center? There's going to be a penalty to Burridge. He tripped up Kenny Priestley as Priestley trying to get around Burridge at center. Burridge gave him the old hook. He was down, and Buffalo will go to the power play. You're watching Sabres hockey on the Niagara Frontier Sports Network. Power play with Burridge in the penalty box. Now Lindsman against Tucker. Lindsman wins the draw, sends it back to Wesley. He'll just slide it back into the Buffalo zone. Now Housley bumped in there by Lindsman, but it's recovered by Priestley. And here he comes to the rink, wide pass over to Turgeon, steps in over the Boston blue line, but Tucker was just a stride ahead of Turgeon, and it's an offside call.
Look at John Tucker, Dave Anderchuk, who has been coming up with some awful good passes in around the crease area for some goals. But if you notice in that last rush by Turgeon, he drifted to the left instead of the right. And of course, he was getting into that bad habit this season. Every time he'd come down on a defenseman, he'd go to his right, and just about everybody in the league knew it. And that's a great advantage for a defending defenseman. But now he's drifting over the left a little bit. You know, Ted, coming into this game, Buffalo's power play was working at 27.8%, first among NHL playoff teams. Well, right now they're working at 30% efficiency. 6 for 20.
Now Priestley, and they come back again with the man advantage. Steps to center. Slaps it in off the glass into the Bruins zone. Bourque with Andrechuk in after him. Here's Andrechuk into the corner. Andrechuk trying to slide it back. Gives it to Tucker. Tucker gets it back to Housley. Housley with the shot. Back in behind the net. Turgeon behind the net working with the puck. Back it comes to Housley. Over to Tucker. In front. Oh, Turgeon just missed him. Here's a drive there by Priestley. And I believe that one might have glanced off the goalpost. Out into the corner. Bourque trying to clear it. Hopped over the blade of Priestley, sticking into the Buffalo zone.
The Bruins are not covering the front of the net nearly as well tonight as last night.
Housley giving it to Ruutu. Ruutu and Foligno up front. Back into the corner now for Foligno. Here's Foligno. Left it there for Priestley. In it goes to Ruutu. Ruutu still with it. Now in front of the net, but it's tipped away. And the Bruins will clear it into the Buffalo zone with 35 seconds left in the power play. Housley. Now the pass for Foligno. Over it comes to Housley, but he lost control, and Kelvin will work it back in with just 23 seconds left in the power play. Now Ruutu in over the line, sends it towards the net. It's taken by Foligno. Gets it back in now to Shepard. He missed it. Here's Ruutu with it. Foligno moves in front of the net, and he backs up. Now Shepard's in front. Here's Shepard, the drive. Stop the backhand shot. Levelin makes the save on Shepard. Now the Bruins are back at the post end with Ramsey will keep it in. Bluzak works it up to the line to Burry. He steps to the Buffalo line. Long drive at Pupa. Leaving the rebound now for Johansson. Ramsey's pass up to Shepard at center. Sends it on in. Lemelin will leave it there. Telvin giving it to Cam Neely. Reaching back after it was Joyce. He's bumped by Arneal. Now comes back and Krupp will send it on in. Krupp took a check there in the far boards by Neely, and Krupp went to the ice. Telvin. 12:35 left in the first period. Krupp started to make a change. Comes back on Joyce. Here's Joyce trying to get in. Tipped right in front of backhand drive. They score! Joyce, I believe, backhanding it by Pupa, and the Bruins have tied the game at 1.
Well, watch this replay very carefully. Krupp at one point was going off, and he realized he better stay in the ice. He ran back, and that's when Joyce somehow moved the puck deep in to the crease area, and they cashed in on this opportunity. Good, strong forechecking. They just continue to go forward. The Boston Bruins always driving towards that goal area, and it was there. A nice goal by Joyce. Boy, he didn't have much working room either.
Here's the announcement on the goal.
And number 22, Michael Telvin. Joyce from Neely and Telvin. The time is 7:33.
Breakdown in communication in the Buffalo zone. They just stopped checking all of a sudden, and the Bruins took advantage of it.
And it's tied at 1. It comes back now to Rupp, giving it to Housley, watched by Crowder. Here's Rupp now. He sends it back into the Bruins zone. Wesley going back after it. Around now for Alan Peterson. His pass. Rupp will take over at the blue line. Watched by Crowder. Kept in by the Bruins, but no, they whistle it down to the offside of the Buffalo blue line. You're watching Sabres hockey and the Niagara Frontier Sports Network. Now Lindsman against Priestley. Priestley wins the draw. Heads it back now to Rupp. McGuire and Sweeney get tied up for a moment, but here comes Housley at center. Shoots it on into the Boston zone. Lemelin leaving it there. Now the long breakaway pass to Lindsman. Rupp trying to catch him. Here's Lindsman, the drive, and Pupa makes the save, but there will be a penalty. He wants a penalty shot going to the Buffalo Sabres. Lindsman, as you mentioned, Mike, trying to pick up a penalty shot, but that's not the case. It'll be a holding call.
Here it is right here. Now Lindy Ruff really has to dangle. He can't quite catch him, so he throws the wraparound at him, and if you notice, his left hand came down on Lindsman's stick, and he just brought him down to the ice. There's no question that was a good penalty call right there by referee Kerry Fraser. Lindsman still chipped at the puck, got it up, not quite high enough. He's had an awful strong series for the Bruins. Ted, I don't think the Sabres will ever be in a better position to win a hockey game against the Boston Bruins as they are tonight. This is the worst I've seen the Bruins play so far. At least a game with so little intensity in their game. But the question is, do the Sabres just go along with them at that intensity level, or do they pull away and just jack it up a couple notches?
So the Bruins go to their first power play, and Bork loses it at the blue line. Wesley giving it to Bork. Now it comes back to Bork. He has trouble controlling it. Sends it back in behind the net. Wesley now for Bork. Here they come with the man advantage, led by Janney at center to the Buffalo line. He will clear it into the corner. Johansson goes in there with Janney. Now recovered by Joyce. Neely falling out of his Ramsey. He gloved it ahead, and the play is whistled down. With 11:18 remaining in the first period, 1:30 left in the penalty to Lindy Rupp.
Mike Ramsey just had an outstanding job, did an outstanding job last night, and there goes one of the players falling right down to the ice on top of the puck. That's Mike Ramsey, and if you remember last night, Ted, there was one point in the game, a critical part of the game, where Ramsey came up with 2 blocked shots were just exquisite.
Now Janney in at center. Ruutu and Janney. Comes back to Ramsey. And the puck goes over the glass and into the crowd. Face-off again will come back into the left of goaltender Darren Pupa.
Just quickly looking at the shots so far in this series, Boston's out shooting Buffalo 93-80.
individually. John Tucker has 10 shots, the most shots on goal for Buffalo, and Raymond Bourque is leading the pack for the Bruins with 11 shots on goal.
On the draw and out, comes in behind the net, taken by Ramsey. Kicked at it, Neely's there. Back behind the net again, Johansson. Around the boards and little slide into the Bruin zone. Lamelin leaving it now for Bourque. The pass to Janney. Wraps that one off the glass. Pupa blocks it. Pupa now left it there. It's cleared into the corner. He dropped it back. It goes into the corner now for Janney. Janney gets it back to Joyce. Joyce will work it to Bourque at the point. Here's Bourque. Sending it to the far side to Wesley. Back to Bourque. Over it comes to Joyce with the drive. Pupa made the save, and it's swept to the boards by Ramsey. And Colino with a good play. Sends it back to center. Bruins come right back inside the line now. Knocked out by Ramsey into the corner. Joyce and Ramsey bump. Crowder comes in. Now Janney trying to slide it around the boards. Ramsey's lost his step, but the puck is cleared back into the Bruin zone. Big shift by Mike Foligno. Now 20 seconds left in the Bruins power play. Wesley turns away from Napier. Arneal's up front as well. Now Bourque's pass for Crowder. Gives it to Lindsman. Steps in over the line. He tried to drop it back. There's going to be another penalty coming to Buffalo. Tripping call. The drive. And it works. Pupa makes the save. Another shot. It's in the goal crease. And finally whistled down by the referee. There will be another penalty going to Buffalo. And you're watching Sabres hockey on the Niagara Frontier. Arneal against Lindsman. Again, Sabres have to give off another penalty. Here is Telvin with it. Far side to Kluzak. Telvin. Now for Lindsman. They jam up in front of the net. Goes to the corner. Taken by McCarthy. Here's Lindsman trying to work in front. There's a loose puck. They try to get to it. Comes back in behind the net. Taken by Napier. And he backhanded off the boards and into the Bruin zone. Now Telvin. Lindsman, Sweeney, McCarthy, the forward line for the Bruins. Lindsman steps it over the line. It's knocked away by Arneal. And back into the Bruin zone. Now with 1:15 remaining on the power play. Up it comes to McCarthy, but he missed the pass. Ramsey will go back after it. Takes it behind the net and fires it all the way down and into the Boston zone. I don't think they expected that clearing pass, Mike.
Not really, because it went right by one of the Bruin players. He was right by the blue line. If he was set for it, he could have kept it in for a real good chance.
Now the puck comes to Neely. He'll clear it behind the net. Joyce is bumped by Ramsey. Now Ramsey in after it, and he will clear it again back into the Bruin zone with 44 seconds left in the Boston power play.
Well, very early in this game, but Ramsey is having a big night so far in defense for the Sabres.
Bourque steps to center. Clears it off the glass. Now Pupa getting it around the boards back to the line. Kept in by the Bruins. It's into the corner. Here's Neely with it. Neely sent it in front, but Foligno is there to intercept it. He will clear it. Now with 20 seconds to go in the power play. Bourque's pass. Casper. Burridge on the left. Middleton on the right. Rick Middleton. Loose puck there. Cleared to the side of the Buffalo net. Burridge into the corner. Now Burridge is checked. It'll come back. Blocked. Loose puck. Knocked away. Casper flipped it. Oh, great move there by Napier. Got back to clear it before it got in front of the net to Middleton. Now Burridge. It'll come back. Arneal is there. He can't clear it. Now he gloves it over the line. Alcides touches it, and it's whistled down. The Bruins go 0 for 2 in the power play. 1-1 tie. You're watching Sabres hockey on the Niagara Frontier Sports Network.
So this is where my...
7:30 left to play in the first period. Back to Shoebottom with a shot. Gloved by Pupa. And that'll mean another face-off into the right up Pupa. And boy, things have been quiet so far tonight. This is...
The intensity level is down 50%. We might see a hockey game here tonight after all.
Well, you think that they've been averaging 158 minutes in penalties per game in the first 3. They had 146 in the first game, 112 minutes in penalties in the second, and 216 last night. Here's a drive there. That's in minutes, of course, and now Ruff clears it over the line. An offside call.
I can't remember two teams being so bullheaded. I mean, they won't give an inch. They will not give it up. And usually at this point, one of the teams back off a little bit if it's a real physical series. One's maybe a little weaker than the other, but they haven't backed off 1 inch. They're just butting horns. But tonight, as you mentioned, it's a much quieter hockey game. That might have something to do with all the muscle that's out of the lineup for the Boston Bruins. And also remember, Big Cam Neely, he's playing with might possibly be a broken nose. We're not quite sure, but he's wearing the visor along. Keith Crowder's also wearing a visor tonight.
Buzak back to touch it, and the Sabres are called for icing with 7 minutes and 4 seconds now remaining here in this first period. As you look at Ray Shepherd, who finished the regular season with 65 points, 38 goals, and 27 assists, but he's been struggling here in the playoffs.
Well, that last game was the only game that Ray Shepherd didn't get some good scoring chances. The first 2 games in Boston, he had the chances. They're not going in right now.
Now O'Dwyer in against Andrechuk. On the draw, taken by Johansson. He steps away. The pass to Napier. Napier into the Boston zone, trying to get around. Buzak, he does. Goes to the corner with it. Here's Napier trying to move it back to the point. Now Napier tied up on the far side. Tucker got it free. It'll come over now for Plett. Ramsey tried to keep it in. Now Andrechuk back at his own line. Works it through and gives it to Napier. He will clear it now to Tucker. Backhands it into the Bruin zone. Buzak, Buffalo makes a change. Housley comes on. Now Tucker going to the far boards. He's knocked down. Napier's in there. Yet again Sweeney. And they get a whistle with 6:29 now remaining in period number 1. 9 shots still for the Bruins, 5 for Buffalo.
Well, I was talking about Mark Napier earlier, and there you have a good look at him. Number 65 for the Sabres, and just a very strong series. Kind of an unsung hero type of player when you think of all the penalty killing he's done for this hockey club. And very quick changes by the coaching staff for Buffalo when it comes to killing penalties. They roll 4 guys over. They just keep rolling them, rolling them, rolling them. They're nice and fresh out in the ice. Much more effective that way, but they have to make sure they change at the right time.
Ruutu, Gillies, and Foligno. Now Ruutu is told to leave the face-off area. Gillies in against Janney. Janney wins the draw. It'll come over to Telvin. His pass intercepted by Gillies. Shoots it right back into the Boston zone. Neely ran into Gillies and knocked him to the ice. Now the Bruins will come back. Led by Telvin. Here's the pass over now to Joyce, but it's an offside call. At the line, he let the shot go. Housley gets tied up. Joyce over there.
Maybe I talked too soon.
Well, this is nothing what we're watching right now. And you're watching Sabres hockey of the Niagara Frontier Sports Network. Joyce. It'll come back now to Ruff as Ruutu wins the draw. Head now to Gillies. Gillies hit. It's picked up by Housley. Rushes quickly into the Boston line. Fakes the shot. Housley taken to the boards. And now Foligno moves into the corner. He could not get it. Buzak working it up to Neely. Pass over the line to Joyce. Now Housley. Joyce go to the corner. Joyce is in there. He falls down. Loose puck. Neely trying to come up with it. He's got control. Get to the back behind the net, but Janney missed the pass. Gillies digs into the corner and worked to the back. And off the leg of the linesman into the Boston zone. Bork. Now for Kluzak. He'll shoot it right back in. It'll come back now. Crowder. Crowder took a shot there from Ruff. And it's tipped high into the air back to center. And it rolls into the Bruins zone. Shoebottom. Now at center. Cleared back to center ice area. It comes to Shoebottom. Here's Hartman now left it for Priestley, and he's got McGuire reached for. Taken by Johansson. Backhand drive. Levelin makes the save. Hartman spins with a drive. There's going to be a penalty coming up here to the Bruins. Back now to Johansson with his shot on the rebound. And Levelin covers up. Here's McGuire and Shoebottom.
To Shoebottom he has a hold of.
Yeah.
Down goes Shoebottom. He goes down like a dirty old boot.
Well, nothing really developing too much in the fisticuffs department. But McGuire with 39 penalty minutes. Shoebottom with a total of 37 in this series.
He is in an ugly mood.
And you're watching Sabres hockey on the Niagara Frontier Sports Network.
Hi, folks. I'm Mike Frederick from Winter.
Covering up and fighting. What a bad idea.
Your announcement on the penalties.
Buffalo, 5 minutes for fighting. The time, 15:06.
Well, we'll go over those penalties for you as soon as our computer orange, we come up with it. Telvin goes for a holding. McGuire and a Shoebottom, 5 each for fighting at the 15:06 mark. Buffalo on the power play. Here's the pass to Casper. Head to Burridge. Off the boards. Priestley chasing Burridge into the corner. Now recovered by Housley, and he will bring it back. Buffalo with the man advantage. Housley slaps that one in behind the Bruins net. Bork goes in there. Around Housley will try to keep it in. A loose puck knocked away by Casper. He's trying to get a breakaway. But Priestley picks him off, and there's going to be a penalty, a holding call to Priestley. And Casper has that speed.
And I don't know if that's such a bad call. He might have made the right call because Casper started to leave Priestley right here. Here he goes. Sure, you see Priestley has his left hand all over his stick. Down goes Casper. I'm not saying that is what brought him down to the ice, but he still had control of his stick, and he couldn't really use as much speed as he had.
Well, the Bruins had 2 shorthanded goals within 57 seconds in Game 1, and that equals an NHL playoff record for most shorthanded goals in one period. Happened 16 other times during the playoffs.
Well, you're talking about last night's game was an absolute must-win for the Buffalo Sabres. You can say the same thing right here this evening, and I don't think they're ever going to be in a better position to win a hockey game than right here this evening. If they're a more skillful team than Boston, they'll have the opportunity to show it here because they're not into fighting every 5 minutes. It's a little more skillful game we're watching this evening.
Now both teams a man short at the moment with Andrechuk. Dropping it back, gives it to Ramsey. Johansson has a little trouble, but gets it off the boards to Andrechuk. Slips it. Here comes Andrechuk with Tucker. In over the line. Andrechuk over to Tucker, going in and goal. Oh, and a great sliding save. Bork got his stick out in front of that one with a great play there. Bork comes right back to the Buffalo line. Outside goal. Raymond Bork with an excellent defensive play there.
It was a beauty, wasn't it? Perfect timing, too, by Bork. He used his stick just the way all good defensemen do it. That's Bork right here. The pass will come over to Tucker. Tucker wants to feed it to the front of the net, and Bork lays right out as far as he can go, and he deflects the puck in behind the net. And right after that, guess who grabbed the puck? Takes off all the way into the Buffalo zone, Raymond Bork. You know, they really gave him a good rest, I understand, about the last 10 games, 10 days of the season, Ted. They spotted him pretty well. They didn't play him all that much, but still, I think when they have the opportunity, they should give him breaks and give him games, and they didn't do that last night to Raymond Bork. They continue to play him very late in that hockey game when the game was pretty well lost. Now, what do we got here, an injured player?
Well, Shoebottom is making his way to the Bruins dressing room.
He's kind of holding his arms down by his side.
Red Wings have taken a 2-0 lead over the Toronto Maple Leafs in the first period of that game at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto.
I think there was less than 5 minutes remaining when he picked up that 5-minute major and just realized he can't go into the dressing room. Maybe he's taking advantage of that.
Now Buzak steps in over the Buffalo line, takes the drive, glove drive, Putba. He lashed it out of his glove, but he fell back and held on.
It's a good thing, but you know, if you're one of the Boston Bruins and you see this happen right here, your confidence level goes up a little bit. The first thing you say is, hold it. He's not sharp in there tonight. He's not stopping the puck cleanly. Come on, boys, let's get some shots on goal. We'll make something happen here. See right there, he just caught enough of the puck to bring it to a standstill, and he just backed up and more or less sat on it. Tom Barrasso, a late scratch from this game tonight.
Telvin has 56 seconds to serve in his penalty. Priestley has 124. Then the Bruins will go on it. Short power play. Housley brings it back over the line at center. He's tied up at center ice. Middleton just dropped it back, gives it to Kluzak. Now it comes to the line. Middleton working it over to Peterson. Through now to Kluzak. He's stopped by Ruku. Here goes Foligno, right in and goal. Oh, and
post. As he went in, there's going to be another penalty here to the Bruins. Referee Gary Fraser indicating a slashing call.
Here it is right here. Now the puck will be cleared over by Ruutu, and you can see Foligno scampers right in there, tries to deke the goaltender, but at the last moment Levelin comes out with his stick and knocks it off the blade of his stick. Here it is once again. Ruutu with that peripheral vision. He can just get a feeling for his man coming up from in behind, jump right through the hole. The puck was jumping up a little bit when he first went to the dig, and Levelin just came up with an outstanding save. Cat-like save with Equek with the stick. Ooh, that baby was going in.
So the Sabres now will go to the power play, and this will be their fourth. Bluzak goes for slashing. And the Sabres will have 4 skaters, the Bruins with 3. We are tied at 1 with 3 minutes, 28 seconds remaining in the first period. 10 shots for the Bruins, 8 for Buffalo. Ruutu, Foligno, Housley, and Johansson. Now Kasper against Ruutu. Kasper wins the draw. Bork sends it off the glass. Housley keeps it in at the point. Now gets it back into the corner, but it's taken by Wesley. And Wesley will work it back into the Buffalo zone. Johansson. Now the pass through to Housley. Winds up, sends that one off the corner boards. Ruutu lets it come back to Foligno. Into the corner with it. Gives it to Johansson. Johansson swings it over to Housley. Moving in and goes shooting. Oh, it is squeezed through the pads of Levelin. And then it went wide of the net. Now it's tipped off the boards. And now the Bruins have 4 skaters, but in 22 seconds, Buffalo will go back on the power play. Ruutu sends it over to Andrechuk. Andrechuk lost it there to Telvin. Ruutu behind the net. Here comes Johansson into the play to keep it in now for Buffalo. Bork puts him to the boards. It's cleared around. Taken by O'Dwyer. He's bumped by Ruutu. Now it comes back, and in 3 seconds, Priestley will come back on. Buffalo will have a man advantage. Here's Tucker with it. Now the Sabres will go to their 5th power play, but they've only got 49 seconds to go. Peterson getting it back. Bork swings back in behind the net. Works it high into the air. Ramsey waiting for it. Inside his own blue line. Now Ramsey through to Turgeon. Left it for Tucker. Tucker comes into the Boston zone. Here's Tucker shooting. And it deflected off Bork and up into the crowd behind the Boston net. With 28 seconds remaining in the power play for Buffalo. 1:56 to go in period number 1. Now here's the shot here. How lets the drive go. Look at that. Right between the legs of Levelin. He looks back. Thought perhaps the puck was under him. It wasn't. It just went wide of the net. Now Tucker and Kasper. Comes back now to Ramsey. Gives it to Housley. Housley sends it back into behind the net. Blocked by Tucker. Here's Tucker trying to work it in front. Gets it in front of the net. It'll come back now. There's a drive there. Right out. Makes the save in the blast by Housley. And Burridge will fire it back into the Buffalo zone. Pupa leaves it for Ramsey. 10 seconds and the Bruins will be back at full strength. Ramsey spins away from Kasper, comes to center. Now in over the Boston blue line. There's a little weak shot. Telvin into the corner. Here's Turgeon coming up with it. Turgeon works it back to Ramsey. The shot there, the loose puck. Here's Tucker with a drive, and it was deflected. Now Burridge into the corner. Turgeon tried to leave it there. And Andrechuk comes up with it. Now taken by Bluzak. Bluzak's pass over the line to Telvin. At center. Knocked down was Burridge at center ice. And Pupa for Housley. 1 minute now remaining. It'll come to center. Ruutu is stopped at center ice. Now Bork through to Crowder. It comes into the Buffalo zone. 47 seconds to go. Johansson in after it. And the Bruins are called for icing. Now Crowder was knocked out, I believe, by Foligno, and they move in at close quarters. Well, you couldn't get a tighter game. Tied at 1. Both teams with a total of 10 shots each. Foligno with a pair of goals last night. And Foligno with 3 goals in the 4 games. the Sabres reset a club record for penalty minutes in one playoff game last night with 121. The contest also set a Sabre club record for most penalty minutes by an opponent with 105. 44 seconds remaining in the first period. It'll be Ruutu in at center against Janney. Sabres 1 for 5 in the power play. Boston 0 for 2. Now here's Foligno getting it back to Johansson. Into the corner now. Ruutu, but he did not see the puck. It'll come back and over the blue line. Rupp had moved in from his left defensive spot. Here's Rupp sending it off the boards to center. Now taken by Ruutu. Slides it ahead to Foligno. 26 seconds left. There's the drive. And just missed the far goal post. And Johansson cannot keep it in. Rupp tipping it ahead now to Foligno. Shoots it on into the Bruins zone. Lemelin will leave it there. 12 seconds to go. Kluzak clears it back to the Buffalo line. 7 seconds. Now comes to Ruutu, but it's a two-line pass. Now Foligno and Kluzak once again with 4 seconds remaining. Here it is. Now here's Ruutu. He is cross-checked from behind by Joyce. Kluzak tries to go right over Ruutu so he won't injure him. Face-off will be inside the Buffalo blue line. 4 seconds left here in period number 1. Now Arneal against Joyce as they line up. Comes back now to Wesley with the long shot. Pupa makes the save as the horn goes. And the first period is over here at Memorial Auditorium. Both teams picking up a goal. Buffalo 1 for 5 in the power play. The Bruins 0 for 2. Shots on goal, Boston 10, and Buffalo with a total of 11. The score after 1 period, the Bruins 1, the Sabres 1. Now let's go to John Gertler.
Ted, the end of the regular.
Catch it on TV 49 and the WBEN radio network. 7:30 start from the Boston Garden.
And I'm wearing a raincoat. And I'm definitely now wearing that crest on my blazer walking through that crowd.
Now it comes back into the Boston zone.
Nowhere.
And tipped in right over the glass behind the Buffalo bench and into the crowd.
See Kevin McGuire just comes out of the penalty box.
Here's a look at Linsman with a face-off just over the Boston line.
Pretty quiet tonight.
Now Tucker, Napier, and Andrechuk. Out on the draw, it comes back, taken by Housley. Huey Krupp was injured in that first period. And he is not back on the bench. We have no report on what happened, but he was hit by Neely on the far side. Here comes Linsman in over the Buffalo line, but it's an offside call. So Huey Krupp is not on the Buffalo bench, and we have no report up here on what happened to him.
Players are not near as chippy in this hockey game. They're taking their hits tonight. That's something that didn't happen earlier in this series. Every time a hit was thrown, somebody would come back with a stick, and the next guy, he'd come back with his stick, and away they'd go. Every time the puck went towards the goaltender in the crease area, for a freeze in there, there was always a scrum.
Face-off will be just over the Buffalo blue line. You look at many of the fans here at Memorial Auditorium tonight, which expected to be another sellout of 16,433.
Well, this game is certainly just as important for the Sabres tonight as last night's game. And I'll only say it one more time. You'll never find a Boston Bruin team softer or in a better position than they're in right tonight. They have an opportunity to win this game. The Bruins are not playing with near the intensity that we've seen earlier in the series.
Now route 2. It'll come back, taken by Ramsey. Ramsey works it through to Foligno, but it slides into the Boston zone. Wesley in to touch it, and Buffalo is called for icing with the 19:26 now remaining here in the second period. Glenn Wesley with 3 goals.
He's playing like a 5-year veteran. This is his first year in the National Hockey League, and I think I mentioned earlier that he was well coached as a junior, because he stepped into the National Hockey League, and he's not making the mistakes that usually you'll see from a rookie defenseman in the NHL. Very poised out in the ice, moves well with the puck, with a nice touch of offense to his game.
Well, Gord Brassiker has gone over to the Buffalo bench to get a water bottle. He'll put that in top of the net, in behind Darren Pupa. Now the face-off in the Sabres zone. Neither team has had a shot so far in goal here in the second period. On the draw, Danny wins it. Here's Telvin winding up with the drive, but he shot that one just wide. Foligno take it off the boards, knocks it over the blue line. He's bumped in there by Joyce. Joyce will bring it right back to the Buffalo line. In over the line, but he was stopped by Gilly. Johansson now sends it to Ramsey. Ramsey off the boards. Foligno let it go through and on into the Boston zone. Wesley will work it off the skate of Johansson, but tipped away and back to the Boston line. Now Joyce runs into Ruutu. Recovered by Ramsey. Tipped away by Gillies and on into the Boston zone. Lemelin left it there behind the net. Kelvin's pass. Up for Joyce. He's hit by Rupp, and the puck comes back to the Buffalo line. Ramsey lost it. Now taken by Gianni, but it's an offside call at the Buffalo blue line.
You know, coming into this series, Ted, Boston really had the upper hand statistically. You look at some of the statistics when these two teams hit head-on 8 times this year. Boston ended up with 14-plus players. Buffalo only had 4-plus players in the 8 games. And as a team, the minus and plus rating, when you take the pluses away from the minuses away from the pluses, the Boston Bruins ended up at a plus 35 as a team. Buffalo was a minus 39 after those 8 games.
Arneal being chased by Bork. Bork knocked it in behind the net. Now Ruff comes up with it. Gets it off the glass, and the puck will come back to the Bruins zone. Rick Middleton, the KG veteran, to the far side to Bork. He will send it into the Buffalo zone, blocked by Pupa. Ruff going into the corner. Kasper comes up with it. Here's a pass to Middleton. Goes right back to Bork. A little flip shot off Burry. Ruff goes to the corner with Burry. He tried to kick it up to Arneal. Now it's taken by Turgeon. He knocked it away. Here comes Turgeon with Shepard in over the line. Turgeon moving in the pass. A great sliding play there by Alan Peterson. Fine defensive move by Peterson. And he now has control of the puck in behind the Boston net. Bork. He'll just clear it down right on goaltender Darren Pupa. Now gives it to Halkidis. Slaps it around for Johansson. Johansson, then he lost it. O'Dwyer's flip pass in front of the net goes to the far boards. Halkidis right in front of his own net. With the long pass, no, it's blocked, kept in by McCarthy. Now taken by Arneal. He will clear it up to Halkidis. Backhands it through to Shepard. Here's Shepard shooting. Lemelin makes the save on Shepard. But Shepard did not get a good hard shot away. Now Billy Fletch will send it back into the Buffalo zone. Played by Pupa. Came off the glass. Now taken by O'Dwyer. The pass in front. Fletch there. Here's O'Dwyer. Fletch trying to get to it. Johansson. Fletch sends it to the far corner boards. Ramsey in there with Kelvin. Now McCarthy comes up with it. It'll come back to O'Dwyer. There's the shot. Deflects high over top of the Buffalo net. Priestley. He lost it. Here's McGuire. Now taken by Hartman. Comes to the line. At center.
Okay, here we go.
Clerzak and McGuire. Here they go. You're right, Mike.
This will be a major leaguer. Well, they both threw a punch, Ted, and they both missed, and finally they got in close enough to throw a couple haymakers, but that's dead even, that fight. Clerzak's such a big guy. He's a monster of a man. He's about 6'3", well over 200 pounds, and it would be very difficult, I think, to get inside his arms to throw anything at him.
And with the score tied at 1. You're watching Sabres hockey on the Niagara Frontier Sports Network.
There you look at Gary Kluzak, and a big plus for the Boston Bruins when they got him back into the lineup. First round draft choice at one time, and he had knee problems, and it was a really difficult start for Kluzak, and that was just a tremendous bonus for the Bruins to get him back. Not only say as a 5th or 6th defenseman, now he's right there taking a regular shift with Bork. And you look at Terry Riley pacing up and down, and he'll have his lineup right there in that piece of paper he's holding in his hand. A little bit of strategy. If he has whatever strategy he has for this game, he'll probably have it down. Just a little reminder for certain situations what to do.
Well, the Rochester Americans in action tonight in Rochester against Adirondack, and they took a 1-0 lead in that best-of-7 series with a 6-4 victory on Friday. And then following tonight's game at Rochester, they'll move to Adirondack, Glens Falls for games on Wednesday and Friday. We are still tied at 1. Now Peterson drops to the back in front of his own net, gives it to Bork. Up it comes to Sweeney. Here's Crowder ahead. He gives it to Linsman in over the Buffalo line. Drops to the back. Good play. Here's Bork moving right in on goal. Right behind. Oh, right over the net. They score! Crowder! And the Bruins take a 2-1 lead. Pupa went to the side of the net, and he couldn't get up quickly enough to get back into the goal crease. It's 2-1 Boston.
The Sabres must take care of Bork, and they didn't on this rush, and he came up with an all-star play. I mean, Pupa's so far out of the net right now. How can Crowder possibly miss? He just floated into the slot area. The puck was there after Bork just came up with a sensational play. Now watch Pupa. He loses his balance. He's way out of position, and there it is for Keith Crowder. Not playing much near the end of the season. All of a sudden, he started getting ice time, and Crowder has played a very steady brand of hockey for the Bruins. Nice goal by Crowder, and certainly an outstanding play by Raymond Bork. He does it again for the Bruins.
And Crowder gets his first goal of the playoffs, and the Bruins, after falling behind 1-0, have taken a 2-1 lead. Here is Ruff at center. Picked out by Crowder at center right. Took a check in there by Ruff. Gillies dropped to the back to Johansson. Off the boards at center, now tipped away by Linsman. Johansson will go back after it. Carries it in behind the Buffalo net with the pass. Cleared by Gillies to the center ice area, but Linsman, he sends it back. Now it'll come right back to the Buffalo zone. Johansson through to the center ice area to Gillies. Now Foligno sends it into the Boston zone. Lemelin, who played the first 2 games for the Bruins and played exceptionally well. Pelvin with the pass for Sweeney, but he misses it. Now Pupa left it for Ruff. Off the boards to Ruutu. Comes with Foligno. Ruutu's pass. Over now to Gillies. Gillies will clear it in. Off the glove of Lemon. Taken by Bork. Buffalo makes a Joe. Here's Ruutu. Ruutu in front. The drive there. And Rachuk is stopped twice by Lemelin. Here they come. They've got a 3-on-2 break. The Bruins coming in over the Buffalo blue line. Reggie Lemelin stopping and Rachuk on 2 occasions. One right after the other. Now the Bruins deep in the Buffalo zone. Taken by Neely. Neely turns in the corner, sends it back. Here's Bork. He could not keep it in.
The Sabres are shooting the puck very low at Lemelin. Might want to get it up a little bit on him, especially on the short side.
Here comes Housley rushing back. 4-on-2 for the Sabres. Housley over the line, shooting. And that one went way wide. Ramsey staying back. Knocked it into the Boston zone. It's an offside call. You're watching Sabres hockey on the Niagara Frontier Sports Network.
14:42 remaining in this second period. Buffalo out shooting Boston by a slim margin, 14-11. Very close hockey game so far. Neither team has really opened it up offensively.
Now Ramsey tried to get it through to Arneal. Wesley for Burry. Coming in over the line comes Telvin. Telvin now looking for a free man. Gets it back in. Here's Telvin. Telvin now right to the goal crease, and Turgeon is there to take over. Now gives it to Shepard. Shepard backhands it over the line. Burridge is back to take over. Right back to the Buffalo line. He locks it. Now Turgeon starts the other way. Into the Boston zone. Turgeon with it into the corner. Here's Turgeon behind the net. He's held, trying to get it in front. He did. Oh, the drive. And Lebanon made the save there on Shepard. They'll come back now to run. Now giving it to Housley. Arneal slides it ahead. It'll come to Turgeon into the Boston zone. He is stopped by Wesley at the blue line. Casper right back and shoots it on in. Reggie Lebanon, real big factor in this game here tonight for Boston, as Ruff fires it in. Lebanon sends the rebound on the far side to Bourque. Here's the pass to McCarthy. Ahead now to O'Dwyer. Loose puck knocked away by Pupa. Priestley starts back the other way. Gives it to Foligno. 3-on-2. Foligno went over the Boston line. The pass back tipped away by McCarthy. He got back nicely. Got back now to Priestley. Priestley in behind the net. It'll come to the side of that. Bourque knocked it over. And now Platts Buffalo making the player change. Picked up by O'Dwyer. Quickly into the Buffalo zone. Into the corner with Johansson after him. He turns. O'Dwyer looks. Dropped to the back. Intercepted by Johansson. Ahead now to Foligno. He pushes it ahead to Ramsey to the Boston zone. Ramsey squeezes by one. Here's Ramsey trying to work it in front. There's the pass, but Hartman missed it. And the puck comes back over the blue line. Now Foligno. He will tip it in. That'll give time for Priestley to come back onside. 2-1 the Bruins lead here in the second period. 12:40 left to play. Clearing it back in. Pupa let it go. Housley around to Andrechuk. He'll step over the line, comes to center. Andrechuk into the Boston zone, but it's an offside call. You're watching Sabres hockey on the Niagara Frontier Sports Network.
What we're getting now is a little bit of end-to-end action. And here's the pass. It drifts right out into the slot area, and Ray Shepard continues to be kept off the scoreboard. Red hot during the season. He's still getting his chances, but he can't put anything in the net right now.
Face-off over the Boston blue line. 12 minutes and 28 seconds remaining in period number 2. Now Sweeney. He flipped it on into the Buffalo zone to Housley. Going back to get it. Tried to work it up to the line. He did now to Rutu, but it's a two-line pass. And they'll bring the face-off back into the Buffalo zone. If you've just joined our cablecast here from Memorial Auditorium, Darren Pupa is in goal for Buffalo. Tom Barrasso had been set to start, but apparently he's in the warm-up and he had a touch of the flu, is the report that we have. And Pupa is in goal, and Jacques Cloutier is on the bench as the backup goaltender.
Christian Rutu started moving the puck a little better in his last game. As you can see, he picked up 3 assists, and the most noticeable one was that cross-ice pass to Foligno when he pumped it in for a goal.
Face off of the Buffalo zone. Lindsman against Rutu. Lindsman winning the draw. Sends it back now. Here's Talbot with a shot that went in behind the Buffalo net. It'll be covered by Foligno. Can't clear it. Wesley keeping it in. Right in now to Crowder. The shot. Pupa makes the save. It's recovered by Ruff. He will bring it back over the blue line. The pass through now to Rutu into the Boston zone. He's got Johansson with him. There's the shot, but it was deflected by Wesley, and the puck goes over the glass and into the crowd with 11:55 now remaining.
It's Kenny Lindsman, who had a very strong series so far for the Boston Bruins. As a matter of fact, they've been very strong up center. 1 goal and 2 assists in this series. Here's Lindy Ruff and Lindsman coming together as usual. The elbows come up, shove at one another. You know what I really like about Lemelin? There you look at the captain, Lindy Ruff. What I like most of all about Lemelin, Ted, is the way he can keep his team in a hockey game. You know, he's not necessarily the best goaltender in the league. You know, he's not a poor goaltender. He's just a good, solid, game in, game out type of goaltender, and he always keeps you in a game, keeps you to the point where you can win a game. Never totally out of it. Of course, not every game, but the majority of games he plays.
Well, Lebanon in 49 games during the regular season with a 2.93 goals against average. Face off in the Bruin zone now. Recovered by Joyce with the rink wide pass to Neely, shooting it. Pupa makes the save of the rebound. Recovered by Tucker. Topped in behind the net. Now trying to get away from Janney, but he left it there. Here's Tucker giving it down to Johansson. Johansson has trouble, but gets it to Napier. Ahead now. It'll come to Andrechuk to the line. Bork recovers. Tucker will keep it in. He gives it now to Ruff to Andrechuk. Andrechuk into the corner. Still with it. Side of the net to Tucker. Here's Tucker in front. Oh, Andrechuk hit the goalpost to the side of the net. Napier moves in. Tried to get it in front. Here's Andrechuk back into the corner. Napier will come back. Knocked out by Andrechuk. Andrechuk trying to move in. No, it's hit above the shoulder by the stick, and it's whistled down. But Andrechuk either hit the goalpost, Mike, or right at the side of the net. We'll look at it again.
Well, Tucker and Andrechuk, they go along together like ham and eggs, and there's the shot right there by Andrechuk. I don't know if it caught the post. Might have caught the side of the net, but still, there's his man going, a little give-and-go pass. Tucker will thread this pass right onto the stick of Andrechuk, who was not all alone. Ray Bork was on top of his back, just enough to bother him. If Bork isn't there, he has time to stop the puck, then do something with it. But he had to move it quickly. Billy O'Dwyer is leaving the ice right now for the Boston Bruins. And there's my brother, who just came down from Midland tonight for the game.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it. Well, of course, he wears glasses. 11:09 remaining in the second period. Now Arneal, here's Shepard. Shepard now turns with a shot, but it's blocked, and Middleton will bring it back. Comes in over the line. The pass over to Wesley. Back now to Middleton. He's tied up. Now Turgeon. Here's Housley there as well. Taken it by Middleton. Middleton puts it right to the goal crease. A loose puck. Ramsey's on it. The puck is underneath Mike Ramsey.
Close action, and Rick Middleton causing the damage.
And with the score, the Bruins 2, the Sabres 1. You're watching Sabres hockey on the Niagara Frontier Sports Network.
Oh, a giant monster muffin chased me in my sleep last night.
Face-off will be in the Sabres zone as we head for the halfway point of the second period and of the game.
One thing the Bruins are doing well in this period, they're going to the net. They're causing an awful lot of problems for Darren Pupa.
Now Casper and Priestley. Casper wins the draw. Wesley. He sends it in now to Middleton. Checked by Housley. Housley will clear it. Put off the skate of the lines, but a Brossiker now goes right through to Pupa. He left it now for Housley. Around for Hartman on the far side, but it's kicked in. Here's Priestley working it back into the Bruin zone. And there will be no icing. Wesley goes in after it. Now Hartman comes in on the play. There's Priestley, and the Bruins start to come back with Casper to the Buffalo line. Casper getting right through it. A great play, but Hartman came back with a good defensive effort. Now Kelvin winds up with the drive. Hartman in behind the net. Now Foligno goes back after it. He sends it to the line, gloved down by Hartman. Hartman gloved ahead with 9:57 remaining in the second period.
That could have quickly turned into a 3-on-1. You look at Mike Hartman, scored a game winner versus the Bruins. That's way back on March 19th. The Boston Bruins are very quietly taking charge of this hockey game here. Not only are they in the lead 2-1, but they have some awful nice control out in the ice right now. The game is going along very nicely for the Bruins. Clock is ticking away. They're holding on to that 1-goal lead, as you see Don Lever and Ted Sater passing on some strategy. Tony Lever with the headset on. Barry Smith will be upstairs, and I'm sure something was passed down to Lever, and Lever passes it on to the coach.
Now Kluzak steps to the line, but he is stopped there by Johansson. Kluzak recovers it, drops to the back to Bork. Off the boards into the Buffalo zone. Johansson through now to Ruutu. Ruutu worked to the back of the line, gloved down by Bork. It's picked off by Ruutu. He sends it in now to the Boston zone. Shepard trying to get to it. Ruutu goes into the corner, comes back in behind the net. Gillies missed it. With the pass for Joyce. Johansson, loose puck, comes in over the Boston line. Ruutu is there, and they hold it. A lot of people felt, you look at McCarthy,
much of a season in, but the Bruins got him up late in the season. He's played very well for the Bruins also. Goal and assist.
Both teams have had 5 shots on goal here in the second period. 16 overall for Buffalo, 15 for the Bruins.
You know, a lot of people said, well, if this series just goes on, if it goes on skill alone, that the Sabres just might have the upper hand. Then the other half says, no, the Bruins are a more skillful hockey club. But the way this game is going tonight, it really is a skillful game, and we'll just find out who has the most skills. Right now, obviously, Bruins have the 2-1 lead. Neither team has an excuse tonight. It's right there, whoever wants it.
Now the puck is cleared back into the Buffalo zone with Johansson. Watched by Sweeney. Round it comes to Halkitis, and he will backhand it to the Bruins line. Talbot. Now back to Johansson. Johansson off the skate of Gilly. And the Bruins are on the Sabres at every opportunity. Now Halkitis has to wait for Rutu to come onside. Picked off by Sweeney. They've got a 2-on-1 here. Sweeney with Linsman. Sweeney can't get the shot. Back there's a drive in front. Pupa squeezes the pads and holds on with Linsman right in front of the Buffalo net.
Ooh, close. Very, very close. Pupa finally got control of the puck and just squeezed his legs together for the freeze deep in the Buffalo zone. As you have a look at once again, Kenny Linsman, 13 for the Bruins, has been around for an awful long time. He should know how to play this game by now. Here's Bob Sweeney trying to work it into the Buffalo zone. It went back to a Boston Bruin player who quickly got elbowed right in the mush. Then you see a couple of Sabres come in and they get a hold of Linsman, try to take him out of that crease area, that almighty crease area that the forwards want and defensemen do not want to give up. Something else I might want to point out, a big change here for the defensemen tonight for Buffalo. Without Tom Barrasso in goal, they have to hustle back and control that puck a little better because Pupa doesn't handle the puck nearly as well as Tom Barrasso.
Now Linsman against Tucker. Tucker winning the draw. The puck goes to the corner, recovered by Ruff. Looks up the ice, sends it back down to the Boston line. Luzak almost lost it to Napier. Here comes Andrechuk to the line. Loose puck there, tipped away by Crowder. He went down the ice. Andrechuk slides it through the Boston line. Here comes Linsman. It's tipped away. Now Crowder will shoot it back in. Ruff with Linsman. Linsman puts Ruff into the corner board. Now the puck comes back to the Boston zone. Luzak fires it right back into Buffalo territory. Ruff with it. Left it in the corner. There goes Joyce. Andrechuk has to go back after it. Here's Andrechuk tipping it off the glass to center. Picked off by Napier. Here he comes. Now to the line. Gets it to the line. Turgeon's in front. There's the shot. Levelin made the save. I think he tried to get it through. It's Turgeon in front. Now back with it is Janney. In over the line. Gives it to Neely. Back to Janney. Back to Neely. Shooting. That one is wide, but Bork is there to keep it in. Loose puck. Housley knocked it up to Tucker. Tucker ahead to Housley to the Boston line with the long drive. Lemon the save. Here's Housley into the corner. Bumped in there by Bork. Andrechuk goes in after it. Andrechuk into the corner. Now it comes back. Taken by Shepard. Worked it back into the corner. Recovered by Turgeon. It'll come back to Johansson. Shooting to save the rebound. Oh, shot wide. Another drive and escape. Turgeon tried to get it in front. And the Bruins coming up big again defensively.
Once again, Buffalo shooting the puck low.
Here's Turgeon. He's got Arneal with him. Turgeon going in. Oh, great play there by Wesley. Turgeon dropped it back in. Now gives it to Shepard. His pass was blocked there by Bork. Arneal goes in after the loose puck. In behind the back. Kicked it to the corner. Here comes Shepard in after it. Shepard coming up with it. Still with it. Trying to get the shot. Gets it over now to Ramsey. Hit the side of the net. Ramsey gets it back in now behind the net to Turgeon. Here's another chance. Another drive. Another save. Johansson into the corner. Dropped it back now. The Sabres all over the Bruins. Here's Turgeon giving it to Shepard. Back in behind the net now for Arneal. Goes to the corner with it. Arneal gets it back now to Ramsey. Ramsey into the corner, intercepted by Janney. Falls down and he sends it back into the Buffalo zone. If the Sabres were ever going to score a goal, that was their opportunity. Here's the long pass to Priestley. In now to the Boston zone. There's the drive and Levelin makes the save. Now Arneal sends it back in. Here's Bork backhanding it right over the glass and into the crowd. and you're watching Sabres hockey on the Niagara Frontier Sports Network.
Good control. Now, once again, there's another opportunity, and you can see Turgeon just shot the puck right into the stick of the defenseman. It might have been Wesley, who was just really playing a strong game here defensively for the Bruins. The score continues to stay the same. Boston holding on to that slim 2-1 lead. The fans are booing Lemelin. That's the second time now he's held up the game with problems with his equipment. Reminds you of Johnny Bauer a little bit.
McGuire, Priestley, and Hartman up on the forward line now for the Sabres.
And Plante, they did that so much years ago that they finally just put a stop to it.
Now the puck is loose, comes free to Middleton, and he will tip it over the line. Alkitis. Backhanding it through, but it's gloved down. Here's the puck to Kasper going and shooting. Pupa got the left pad on that one. And Hartman will dump it back to center. Buzak with it. Hartman tried to stop it at the line. Middleton threw down to Kasper going in on goal, but it's knocked off his stick by Rupp. Then cleared into the Boston zone. Buzak. He tipped it back to center ice. Knocked out by Alkitis. Lost it to Kasper. Here's Kasper with the pad through. Blocked. Knocked away and over the line. And here goes Hartman. Hartman's got a break going in with a high drive. But he whistled that one over the glass. McGuire sends it in front of the net. Here's Hartman tried to get to it. And Kasper ran into Hartman. Now McGuire at center. He'll shoot it back into the Bruins zone. Boston making the player change with Buzak. And we've got 5 minutes remaining of the second period. Kelvin steps to center, shooting it in off the corner boards. Now the Bruins will make a change. Ramsey, he dropped it back for Housley. Up on the left side for Gillies. There's the pass off the boards for Foligno, and Foligno is knocked down inside the line. And here come the Bruins again with McCarthy in over the line. McCarthy trying to get the shot, drops it back. Here's a loose puck. It's picked off, comes back now to Peterson with the shot, blocked Housley. He sends it up now to Gillies. Ahead to Ruutu, and knocked it in out of the Boston zone. Ruutu and Peterson go to the corner boards. Here's Gillies trying to get after it. It'll come back now to Johansson, shooting, and that one just went wide. Gillies into the corner, gives it to Ruutu. Here's Johansson coming in the play. Now Gillies, and he's tripped up. The puck is still loose. Foligno. It was shoved ahead. And Gillies was tripped up by one of the Bruins. And you're watching Sabres hockey on the Niagara Frontier Sports Network.
He might have picked up a penalty. That's why he threw his arms up in the air and said, whoa, whoa, I didn't mean it.
O'Malley has given the New Jersey Devils a 1-0 lead over the New York Islanders in that game of the Meadowlands in the first period. Now the puck comes into the Buffalo zone. Recovered by Johansson. We've got 4 minutes remaining in the second period. Threw now to Tucker, but he is stopped there by Telvin. Crowder works it in. Well, Johansson tried to glove it down. He missed it. Left it there in the corner. Tucker comes up with it. Gets it now to Napier. Can't clear it. It'll come back now to Pupa. Tucker. Here's Andrechuk's pass, but Crowder's there to keep it in. Recovered by Telvin. Telvin tried to drop it back. Now Andrechuk. Andrechuk threw down to Napier. Napier ahead to Tucker. Into the Bruins zone. Here's Tucker waiting. Gives it to Andrechuk. Andrechuk with a shot. He scores! Dave Andrechuk on a great pass from Tucker. Andrechuk gets his first goal of the playoffs, and the Sabres have tied it at 2.
It was a great pass. It was a sound goal by Andrechuk, but watch the play right here by Napier, who stays tied up with Telvin and pulls him right out of position, and that really opened it up for the shooter. Watch right here, see it right there? He pulls that defenseman totally out of the play. That gives Andrechuk an opportunity to move in and take the shot. There goes 65. Makes the hole right there for him, and you can see Kenny Linsman was all over Andrechuk, and well, you look at that, he has nobody to blame but himself. He simply has to check Andrechuk in those situations. Andrechuk probably twice as big as him, but their hearts are the same size when it gets to that point, that critical a point in a given game. Really liked the play of Mark Napier when he marched right through there and took that defenseman with him. Very, very close hockey game tonight. The score should be tied. The only difference so far, I think the biggest difference has been Reggie Lemelin. What a game by Lemelin.
Now the puck comes back into the Boston zone. Cleared to center. The Sabres have tied it with 3:13 remaining in the second period. Off the board, but back down the Boston line. Kluzak comes to center ice with knocked away now. It's picked off. Here comes Shepard. He's got Turgeon. Shepard going in and goes shooting. And Loudon makes the save. Now back with his jammy the other way. Loose puck inside the Buffalo line. Neely with it. Sends it to the far side. It's taken by Bork. Here's his screen shot. And that goes over the glass and into the crowd. Now Housley mixing it up with Sweeney in front of the Buffalo net. 2-2 tie. You're watching Sabres hockey and the Niagara Frontier Sports Network.
The pass from Shepard. He elected to take the shot. He'll shoot almost 90% of the time in that situation. The only problem with that is if he continues to do it 90% of the time, everybody in the league quickly realizes that, and you can play him to take the shot.
Now Ramsey with it. Here's a long pass. He tried to hit Johansson. Now it comes back. Johansson flies to the back to center. Taken now. Through to Priestley. Priestley steps it over the line. Shooting. Shot that one behind the net. The puck will come back. Johansson tried to keep it in. Here comes Middleton. In over the Buffalo line. Middleton very crafty with the puck. Sends it into the corner. Now Middleton with it again. The pass went off the skate of Ramsey in front of the net. Ramsey goes after it. He tips it over the line. Here comes Burry with the pass to Middleton. Middleton getting it in front, and it's tipped wide by a sliding Randy Burry. Hartman will bring it right back with Priestley on the left, McGuire on the right. Here's the long shot that goes wide. Hartman picks up the rebound, sends it back in behind now. The Boston net comes to the side. Here's Priestley trying to move it in front. Hartman will go after it. Here's Hartman into the corner, sends it now to the side of the net. Levelin made the save. McGuire into the corner. McGuire sends it back in front. Hartman missed it, and the Bruins take over. Burry. Head now to Westley to the Buffalo line with Willie Plett. The pass through, blocked nicely by Ruff. It'll come back to Housley. He rushes quickly to the Boston line with Ruff. Left it back now for Ruff, but it's not back of the line. Polino's there. Sends it back into the Boston zone. 1:25 left in the second period. Now it comes to Joyce. Now Joyce trying to step away. We are tied at 2. And what a game this has been with 1:18 left in the second period.
The intensity level has picked up, Ted, as the game went on, and here we are into a tie with 1:18 remaining in the second period. You're going to enjoy a great third period of hockey.
Now, why couldn't they have played like this in the first 3 games?
Well, I would say what I'm seeing tonight here is just that they're starting to take some hits. I mean, you can hit somebody without them coming back and cutting your head off. That goes for both sides. Nobody would take a hit the first couple games. They're just so wired up and so high-strung, and they wouldn't back off an inch. Neither team. Nobody gave in.
Now the puck is cleared, but Housley ran into Joyce, prevented him from going back up the ice. McCarthy keeping it in. Rupp with 1 minute to go in the second period. Here's Brutu. Comes to center, now into the Boston zone against Peterson. Brutu to the corner, trying to... Now Foligno comes in on the play. There's the puck loose sitting there. Peterson and Rutu, 44 seconds left. Ruff comes in. He bumps in there with Kluzak. Now Ruff trying to get back. Kluzak's holding his stick. There's going to be a penalty coming up here to the Bruins.
I'll tell you something, Ted. I really have to admire Lindy Ruff, and I'll tell you why. Many times this season I've talked about critical times of the game or critical situations, and what happened here was 2 big men, Ruff and Kluzak. The puck was in the corner. Somebody had to come up with it. And to be perfectly honest with you, Lindy Ruff just put a little more into it and gored Kluzak. He really, really hustled after the puck, and Kluzak didn't have any choice at one point but to reach out, grab his stick, and just hold him up. Now, watch the action right here. Maybe we'll pick it up, all right? Now, the puck's up for grabs. Who wants it? So far, Kluzak goes down. Now, watch Ruff get up. They're both down at one time, but Ruff gets up quicker, and he goes harder after the puck. And there you can see right there, Ruff can't get free. Kluzak has control of his stick.
This is the first penalty of the second period. Sabres are 1 for 5 in the first period. The Bruins were 0 for 2. There's only 33 seconds remaining here in the second period.
You've often heard, Ted, that a lot of games are won in the corners. Well, who's to say? What happens if Buffalo scores on this power play? If they just happen to score, you might want to look back in that given situation right in the Boston end and say Lindy Ruff might not get credit for the goal, but he certainly might have caused it if Buffalo do score in this power play. They're going to have a tough time of it. Boston have really been holding their positions quite well in their defensive zone. They're not getting drawn away from the box, and it's very difficult to get that puck right into the slot area. Most of the action's coming from the outside.
Andrechuk, Turgeon, Tucker will be up in the forward line with Priestley and Housley working back in the points.
Just a minute ago, you could see the intensity on Coach Terry O'Reilly's face. I've seen that look before.
Now Tucker goes in against him. Tucker in to replace Andrechuk on the draw. On the face-off, they try to get it back. It's taken by Burridge, and he will work it into the Buffalo zone. Now there's 25 seconds left in the period. Housley will bring it back quickly now for Buffalo. Here's the pass to the far side. Andrechuk kicks it in. It's taken by Priestley into the corner. 17 seconds. 16 seconds left in the period. It comes back now to Turgeon. Turgeon with 11 seconds left. Turgeon gets it back to Housley. Shooting. It's blocked. And the puck will come back to center. Now taken by Priestley. That's it. The two teams will go to the dressing room all tied up after 2 periods of play. Shots on goal in that second period for the Sabres, 13-24 overall. For the Bruins, 9-19 overall. And so the score after 2 periods of play, Buffalo 2, Boston 2. And now let's go to John. Will start the third period with a man advantage for 1 minute and 27 seconds. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Mighty Taco. Let Mighty Taco make your day. 9 convenient locations. Mighty Taco, exciting Mexican food, Buffalo style. Now Turgeon into the corner. Taken by Bork. He can't clear it now. Comes right to the side. There, Tucker shoots. He scores! John Tucker! The puck he loaded right to Lemelin. Right through his legs, and Tucker gets his 5th goal in the last 2 games. The Sabres take a 3-2 lead.
What a big job Turgeon does on this goal. And Lemelin makes his first mistake of the game. Here's Raymond Bork coming up with a Lulu right here. He didn't get the puck out of his own end. Turgeon puts the puck on goal. Lemelin has trouble with it. John Tucker's all alone. He just blasts it in an open net. It all started off with Raymond Bork not getting the puck out of his own zone. He went to shoot it, hit a Sabre player. The puck came to the front of the net, and just like that, the puck's in the net, and the Sabres take a quick 1-goal lead. Wide open net, just yawning at him. Boy, that is a deflating situation for Boston, especially so early. You get fired up in that dressing room, the game is tied, and boom, just like that, you have one scored on you.
And the Sabres go 2 for 6 on the power play. Taken now by Housley. Brings it back in. Now for Ruff. Ruff will work it up to Gillies. At center, fires it into the Bruins zone. Cleared. Off now for Sweetie. Shepard's there trying to keep it in. Here's Gillies. Now cleared back to center ice. Crowder trying to step away. The pass through. Here comes Lindgren, but he's stopped there by Housley. Taken by Talbot with the shot. Puppa makes the save. And the rebound cleared by Gillies. And he gets it back now to the Boston line. Sabres have gone into a 3-2 lead. Buzak quickly in over the Buffalo blue line. Going into the corner now, sends it in front. Now there's a shot, and it's blocked and goes over the glass and into the crowd.
Here you look at Bob Sweeney, and you know, Ted, if Boston happened to come back in this hockey game and win this game, this series could be over in 5 games. It could be over Tuesday night. But if Buffalo can hold on to this lead, pull off a win, I would think the series would probably go 7 games. There's Lemelin, who has just been outstanding. He's really been the difference in this hockey game. When you believe it, 2 of the most outstanding players on the ice, Raymond Bork and Lemelin. And they both get, make the mistake on the goal. That's very unusual to see Bork not get the puck out, but he didn't in that occasion, and they got an awful good break when Lemelin stumbled a little bit in the puck, and Tucker was left all alone to shoot it into the empty net. Kerry Fraser, he looks more like a choir boy than a referee. He looks like he's about 12 years old.
Kerry Fraser is rated as one of the top referees in the National Hockey League these days.
They give him a pretty high rating tonight because I like what he did. He came out early and really clamped down. Both teams got the drift in a heck of a hurry, and we've had a hockey game here tonight. The fans are reacting a little better here also this evening in the auditorium, which is good to see. And behind that Boston bench, it was a mess last night, but it's full of security this evening, and there won't be any shenanigans in behind there this evening.
Now Ramsey with it, send it around the boards. And Rachukwo backhanded to center. Now Janney, watched by Napier. Kluzak giving it to Bourque. Up it'll come to Neely. Kluzak with the pass through to Janney. But Johansson takes over. He will tip it back to center. Here's a loose puck taken by Tucker. Tucker now works it back into the Bruin zone. Lemelin leaving it there in behind the net. Janney sweeps it over the Boston blind. The pass through now to Napier. Getting it off the glass into the Bruin zone. Buffalo had taken a 1-0 lead. The Bruins came back with 2 goals to take a 2-1 lead. Now the Sabres have replied with a pair of goals to take a 3-2 lead. Here comes Neely over the line. The pass now to Janney. Janney going in with a shot, but he shot that one wide. Here's Turgeon. Head to Napier. Over the line. Napier at center. He will clear it in. Buffalo will make a player change. Now Talbot. Here's the pass, but it was missed by Burry. Now in after it is Housley, and the Bruins are called for icing. Sabres lead it 3-2, and you're watching Sabres hockey on the Niagara Frontier Sports Network. Wolves at the Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. The Red Wings have an 8-0 lead over the Leafs in the 3rd period.
Leafs shouldn't even be there. Shouldn't even be there. You look at Kevin McGuire showing a couple of the battle scars you can see on the bridge of his nose. Most of that coming from probably the fights he's had with Jay Miller. They got into it twice last night. Miller got the quick jump on him in the first fight, and then second time around, Kevin McGuire made sure he got the jump, and he got a major league jump all the way.
Face off in the Boston zone now with Priestley against Casper. Sabres holding on to this slim 1-goal lead. Delvin around the boards. It's picked off by Casper. Here he comes against Housley and over the Buffalo blue line. Casper looking for some help. Over to Wesley. Here's the long shot. Deflected right in behind the net. This one's now got it. But Pupa holds on at the side of the net.
Good action right there by the Bruins. Don't count on them giving up. They'll be digging in deeper than ever here. And there's the puck. Nice and tight against the post. You can see all the snow stacked up by the post. Now, a lot of goaltenders, at least what they used to do, is take that snow and really pile it up near the crease on the goal line area, just in case the puck was going in that direction. It would stop when it would hit that snow, but now they keep it pretty clear. There it is right there, and you see Burry's right on top of it looking for the loose puck. He doesn't find one that time. Randy Burry's from Fort Erie. All kinds of signs up here for him this evening. The guy having a late dinner.
Forgot to shave today. Couple of cookies. Face off in the Buffalo zone. Now Sweeney against Ruutu. It'll come back to Kluzak. Shooting. Pupa the save and the rebound. Knocked away by Pupa. Up to Gillies, and he will send it into the Boston zone. Kluzak watched by Bolino. And the Sabres are called for icing, and that'll bring the face-off back into the Buffalo zone. Well, you know, Mike, coming up on May the 8th, Wyndham Lawn Home for Children in Lockport, as a matter of fact. They're going to have a gourmet dinner, and your lovely wife Isabel will be joining my wife Sheila, and we'll attend that dinner that evening, and they're going to have, I think, something like 8 courses. So I'll do the play-by-play, and you can do the color.
That's wonderful. I'm looking forward to it, and cliche that it's a good cause, and it certainly is.
Yeah, it'll be held at Niagara Community College, and I guess for anyone who'd like to go, you can call the Wyndham Lawn Home people in Lockport, but it's a great home for children. Now, Telvin trying to keep it in. Here he comes now. We're trying to work it in front, but Ramsey knocked it away. Now comes back, kept in. Here's Pupa, leaving it for Ramsey. Up quickly. It'll come over the line. Polino kicked it back to the Boston line. Here comes McCarthy. Trying to get in on goal to get the shot. Left the pass in front. Recovered by Foligno. Now route 2 into the Boston zone. Trying to get into the corner. Around the boards it'll go. Ruff waiting for it at the point. It's a long shot. Here's route 2. Route 2 with it. Gets it back now to Housley. Shooting right on the rebound. And Foligno unable to get to it. Now route 2 goes after it. Route 2 tipping it back into the corner to Gillies. His pass in front of it. Telvin is there. Now Telvin. He can get through an 8-course meal.
I'll have no problem doing that.
I'll have to stop after 3. Here's Tucker. Now Napier at center. Flips it through to Tucker. Tucker into the Boston zone. Trying to get around on it to Alan Peterson. Comes out. Here's Amberchuck trying to work it in front. But it was blocked by Lebanon. He falls on it. 3-2 Buffalo. You're watching Sabres hockey on the Niagara Frontier Sports Network. Minutes have been played here in the 3rd period.
There's way too much time remaining for either team really to change their style. Buffalo certainly can't take a defensive posture now just with a 1-goal lead, try to protect it for 16 minutes, although they have done it successfully quite a few times this year.
Now Tucker in against Janney. Tries to clear it. It'll come back to center. Ruff knocks it to the far side. Andrechuk slips it through to Tucker, but no, it is an offside call.
By a hair. Very close. The linesman was right on top of it. Good call at this point in the game. Very close hockey game. John Tucker popping 1 goal here in this hockey game tonight, and he continues to stay red hot, scoring 4 last night against the Bruins. 3 of the 4 deflections off the Bruins players.
Look at what Jim Schoenfeld's team's doing. They have a 2-0 lead over the Islanders in the 1st period of that game.
Yeah, he has them going. They're in a nice mood right now, especially making the playoffs so late in the season. As a matter of fact, in overtime. So they found their groove, and they haven't fallen out of it yet.
Wow. Here's a pennant from way, way back.
It's been a way, way back, Ted, since we've been in the playoffs.
Now Johansson. Watched by Crowder. Gives it to Ramsey. Ramsey slips it through to Turgeon. At center now into the Boston zone. A good move by Turgeon. Turgeon trying to get in and goal. The drive. To say back to Ramsey shooting. And that would have went wide. Now the Bruins will break back. Sweeney pushes it ahead. Knocked away by Johansson. Arneal. At center. Now comes back to the Boston line and sends it in. And I'll tell you, I've been impressed by this 18-year-old Pierre Turgeon, the playoffs.
You said the key word right there, playoffs. He's played his best hockey this season in the playoffs, not the regular season.
Now Pupa will send it into the corner. It'll come up now to Shepard, and he will dump it back now to the Boston line. Telvin. Wesley works it in. Ruff will go after it. In behind the Buffalo net. Watched by Lindsman. Tries to go the other way with it. Now sends it up to Napier at the line. He has Tucker with him. There's the pass through to Ruff. Ruff steps in over the Boston line. Goes to the corner now. There's the shot. Put in behind the net. Housley's in deep. Sends it back in behind the net. They try to dump it in front. Casper now buried with it. Comes to center. Head through the middle. Back now to Burry. Broken up nicely by Andrechuk. Andrechuk will flip it to the Boston line. Telvin gloves it down. Wesley. Going back after it around the board. Here's Casper keeping it in for the Bruins. Back into behind the net to Middleton. Tried to work it in front of Burridge now. Falls on it. Andrechuk trying to get it free. Comes up with it. Kicked out by Casper. Here's the pass to Middleton. Middleton back to Casper. Low. All alone in front of it was Burridge. Here's Alan Peterson in after it. Now taken by Ruff. Getting it off the glass. And back to center. Fork, and now the Buffalo Sabres make a change. Route 2 comes on. Ruff works it over the line now for Foligno. He will clear it into the Bruin zone. Lemelin blocked it behind the net with 13:42 left in the 3rd period. Flett sends away McCarthy to the Buffalo line. Here's Flett coming up on the play. They go into the corner. Route 2's there. Now Foligno, the pass in front. Joyce, and Pope, I don't know if he got a piece of it or not. Michael went off. the side of the net. Here's Joyce trying to keep it in. Gillies comes up with a close call there for Buffalo. Joyce all alone in front of Pupa.
Confusion by the defenseman. Ramsey took 2 guys out with 1 check, and the other defenseman didn't go to the front of the net for him.
Flat at center. Sends it in. Now the Bruins moving in, but Pupa giving it to Foligno, and he will clear it back. Well, Foligno ran into Flett. Flett went to the ice. Now Peterson sends it back to the line. Johansson. Here's the long breakaway pass to Turgeon. Turgeon unable to get by. Kluzak, who held him up. Turgeon puts his check into the corner board. Kluzak with the long pass. Taken by Housley. Housley whips it over to Rock. He'll tip it back to the Boston line. Kluzak. Now giving it to Crowder. Lost it to Arneal. Arneal moving into the play. Back to Turgeon. He shoots. He scores! Pierre Turgeon! And the Sabres take a 4-2 lead on Turgeon's second goal of the game. It is 4th of the playoff series.
How about the play right there by Scott Arneal? And Turgeon put that in like a pure goal scorer. Here's the pass. Now watch Turgeon put himself in a nice position. Heads up, finds a spot. Zingo right there, and I think the goaltender might have caught a small piece of it. We'll have another look at it. Nobody picked Turgeon up in the slot area. Crowder caught the puck up earlier, which really started the whole play for the Buffalo Sabres. Ted, that kid right there has taken so much criticism this year because he didn't come on as a superstar first-round draft choice and scoring 30, 40 goals. And he hung in there tough, and he took an awful lot of criticism. So did Jerry Meehan for the draft, and some good things said. But boy, I'll tell you, has he ever put it together in the playoffs? He has played so well for this hockey club, and it showed an awful lot of courage against a team that's a very, very physical hockey club. That's been impressive also.
Pierre Turgeon with 4 goals in 4 playoff games. 2 goals here tonight. And the Sabres have opened up a 2-goal lead with 12:27 remaining to play in the 3rd period.
I've never told anybody that he'll be a superstar, and neither did Jerry Meehan or you or anybody else in the broadcasting, but pretty soon I think I'll be saying it. I mean, it's really something special when you talk about a rookie coming in and playing in the playoffs the way he has. See, that just doesn't happen to your basic everyday first-year player. This is really something special when he pours it on at this time of the year. I don't know where it came from, but boy, I'll tell you, he is really rolling.
Now Andrechuk gets it off the boards into the Boston zone. Peterson. They'll bring it right back. And the Bruins now will try to open up. They'll try to gamble in every opportunity to get back into the game. Here's Neely sending it towards the net. It'll go wide. Napier right back and over the line. He comes quickly now with Tucker into the Boston zone. He gets by Peterson. He's held there, but Napier still digging in behind the net. Still has control. Gets it back. There's Ramsey with a drive to the rebound. Tucker tried to work it over, but it was blocked now by Wesley.
Boy, Peterson's almost twice as big as Napier on. Napier out-muscled him. That shouldn't happen.
Now Neely just runs into Ramsey at the corner. They both go to the ice. Tucker will send it back in with 11:40 left to play in the 3rd period. Buffalo makes the change. Now the Bruins. Boy. He gives it to Middleton. Ahead to Kluzak. Steps it over the line. Kluzak checked nicely there by Ruff. And then Ruff took a shot from Burry. Here's Hartman with it. Hartman into the corner trying to get away from Middleton. And they hold it there. And we'll have a face-off in the Buffalo zone. 4-2 Buffalo. You're watching Sabres hockey of the Niagara Frontier Sports Network.
And see how they're doing their job physically. There's the hit on Ramsey. Falls down, and you'll see Lindy Ruff right here coming in for a crunching blow to Randy Burridge. Drills him to the ice. Now the face-off deep in the Buffalo zone. Sabres up 4-2. 11:18 remaining in this 3rd period. What a series, Ted. A series to remember.
Ernie Cabela, cameraman. Face off of the Buffalo zone now. Here's Casper into the corner now. Taken by Ramsey. Gets it off the glass. And the puck will roll back into the Boston zone. Kluzak working it now. Here's Johansson keeping it in now for Buffalo. And the Sabres trying to jump on the Bruins at every opportunity. But back they come now. Led by Kluzak at center to the Buffalo line. There's Casper's pass. It was blocked, taken by Bork. Shooting Pupa makes the save there on Bork's drive.
Well, Pupa wants to be thankful that he took the shot from so far out, because if Raymond Bourque walks in, he is so deadly from the slot area, but he elected to take the shot from way out at the blue line. Here it is, right on the drive, and you can see a pick was set up for him, too. Surprised Bourque didn't move in another 10 feet. Beautiful job here by Rick Middleton, I believe it was, put the pick on the Buffalo Sabre forward, took him out of the play, and Bourque could have marched right up to the mouth of the cannon. He elected to shoot from way out.
Sabres have had 5 shots in this period. The Bruins have had 5. The Sabres have scored 2 goals, and they lead 4-2.
Austin being outshot 29-24.
Now Linsman will go against Turgeon. Turgeon wins the draw, gets it back now to Ruff. Ruff sending it off the glass. Clubbed down by Shepard. Comes over the line. Now it comes back into the Buffalo zone. Cleared to center. Now we've got an injured referee, Kerry Fraser. He was hit right near the Buffalo bench area. I don't know what happened. I was following the puck, Mike, but
I didn't see it either, Ted.
Wow.
But he went down like he was shot. It looks like maybe his back is hurt. Jimmy Pizzatelli, the trainer, working over him right now, and you can see him in pain. See if we can pick it up now. Watch the action right along the boards. Everything's fine. He fell down on his own. Really went down like a ton of bricks.
Landed, it looks like, on his right hip.
It's called a pretty decent hockey game here this evening. I think pretty fair to both hockey clubs. Nobody has really had the upper hand.
.10:38 remaining in the third period, and our next telecast will come your way on TV 49 on Tuesday night from the Boston Garden. That will be a 7:30 start on TV 49 and also the WBEN radio network.
He's up and moving around now, holding on to his back. Well, you know all about a bad back, don't you?
Yes. And should the Sabres win this game tonight, then the next game would be back here in Buffalo on Thursday night. But there's still 10:38 remaining, and the Sabres got to hold on to this 2-goal lead in order to tie the series at 2-2. Here's Telton back in behind the Boston net. Gives it to Black. Flies it ahead to Linsman. Back now to Black. He sends it into the Buffalo zone, but cleared back over the line by Houseway, out into the Boston zone. Telton will try to bring it back. He does. Gives it to Black. Black winds up with the drive, and Pupa makes the save. Plays the puck off the corner boards. Here's Arneal. Got to get it back behind the net. Sabres have got to watch because the Bruins can put on some heavy pressure. Knocked away by Shepard. Getting back on. Here's Shepard shooting. Didn't get a good shot away. Shepard now. He's rammed into the boards behind the net by Bourque. Now it comes back. Flat takes over. Works it through. Tipped to center. Ruff knocked it away. Now taken by Linsman. Tipped it in. Gloved down by Ruff. Ruff tried to clear it, but it went off neatly right through to Pupa, and he scoops it over. Now to Johansson.
Gave it the old Pupa scooper there.
Now Ruff. Tipping it back into the Boston zone. 9 minutes, 25 seconds left in the third period. Joyce barreling it over the line, and he is stopped. Neely dropped it back to Wesley. It will go to Kluzak. He lost it. Here's Joyce. Comes in over the line. He kicked that. Now cleared. Napier loved it back to center. Long drive. Gloved by Pupa. Leaves it in behind the net. Johansson works it through to Tucker. Could not clear it. Now he gets it. They've got a 2-1-1. Here comes Napier with Andrechuk. Over to Andrechuk going in on goal. Could not get the pass back to Napier. Kluzak sends that one around the glass. Joyce right back with it for the Bruins at center. Clearing it in. Now Ramsey working it up on that right side. Back to center. Peterson had it tipped away. Now Casper gets it back. Kelvin knocked away off the skate of Ruutu and cleared into the Boston zone. Kelvin, Buffalo making another change. Gilly steps on with Foligno. Here comes Casper to the Buffalo line. Stopping, looking. Trying to get it through. Foligno can't clear it now. Ruff gets it back. It's tipped. Here comes Ruutu. Ruutu tucks it over the blue line. Looks for Gillies. Gets it back to Gillies. Gillies moves into the corner. Back behind the net. But Ruutu fell down. Here's a long pass. They've got a breakaway. They've got Middleton going in and goal. He scores! Rick Middleton. The Sabres got up the ice. And the Bruins are back in the game. It's a 4-3 score with 8:02 to go.
The crafty veteran pulled it off. What a beautiful play right here. Watch this outlet pass by Casper. Perfect timing, and away goes Middleton. And you can almost count this puck going in when he gets these opportunities. He'll wait. Pupa goes down, dips that shoulder down a little bit, and he drills it up high right over Pupa's left shoulder. Watch how cool he is with the puck. Waiting for the goaltender to move. He moves, and Zingo right up into the top corner. One more time. There it is. Pretty goal. Beautiful pass from Casper. Now the Sabres just hanging on by their toenails. Just a 1-goal lead. There's the goal scorer right there. Rick Middleton. Did he insert him into the lineup at the right time?
Rick Middleton picks up his first playoff goal. And now with 8 minutes and 2 seconds remaining.
When you have a 2-goal lead, Ted, you should never get trapped like that. Certainly not 2 defensemen standing almost on the blue line flat-footed. You want to be on that hinge and one guy playing a little deeper than the other.
Now Turgeon, Arneal, and Shepard. Linsman wins the draw. Gets it back to Bork. Bork getting it off the boards into the Buffalo zone. Ramsey hustling back after it. He sends it around. Arneal waiting for it. He's slapped out of it. Bork is there. He's big and strong. Keeps it in. Now here's Bork in behind the net. Arneal trying to get to it. It comes back to Linsman. Linsman back in front, but cleared over the boards and back now. Heading to the Bruins zone. Bluzak. And it comes to Crowder. Oh, and he hit the linesman. Brassiker was hit with the puck. He's having a little bit of a problem. Ramsey goes back in after it. He sends it around the glass. Bork now. He's bumped by Arneal. Arneal will tip it through now. And Shepard lost control of it. Now it comes back to the Buffalo line. Taken by Turgeon. Turgeon into the Boston zone. Here's Turgeon going in. But it's an offside call. The Bruins line. You're watching Sabres hockey at the Niagara Frontier Sports Network.
Out of Adirondack at the end of the second period. Hogue, Jackson, Gasso, and Martinet scored for the Americans.
It's a 4-3 score here. Comes back over the line. Ruff now. He will tip it back in. Napier will get it back onside. 6:55 left to play. The Sabres had opened up a 2-goal lead, but the Bruins have closed it to within 1. It comes to Neely, left it there for Joyce. Steps in over the Buffalo line. Here's Joyce trying to get in on goal. The drive, and Pupa made the save. The puck sitting there. It's underneath Ruff, I believe. And Pupa helps out the puck underneath Lindy Ruff. And you're watching Sabres hockey at the Niagara Frontier Sports Network.
Be so high, Tib, when you have a 2-goal lead. When you only have a 1-goal lead, oh boy, does the thinking change.
Now Janney tried to leave it there for Joyce and Ruutu. Again, they whistled it down. 28 shots for the Bruins, 29 for the Buffalo Sabres. And Bork and Bluzak remain back, the defensive pair for the Bruins.
No time for a defenseman to gamble and go on the offense unless he's 100% sure. Take care of business right now on your own end.
On the draw now, it comes back to Bork. Bork trying to keep it in. Goes to the boards. Foligno could not clear. Johansson. Now it's taken by Janney. Janney into the corner, gets it in front of Alva. Johansson swings into behind the Buffalo net. And he tried to clear it. He couldn't get it. Couldn't get the good clearing pass. There's a backhand drive. He scores. Neely. Johansson trying to clear it, was unable to. Neely gets his first playoff goal, and the Bruins have tied it at 4.
Boy, how can you not admire the Boston Bruins? They come back here and score 2 goals. Here it is right here. Watch Neely wheel with the puck. The shot is on goal, and Pupa just missed it. I mean, it was right there for him. Watch, he'll get set for the shot. It was a backhand shot, and it really beat him clean. This game is tied, and it didn't take long. Giveaway deep in their own zone, kept in by the Bruins. And they were so assertive on this goal and so confident looking. Now the whole thing everything swings to the Boston Bruins. They're sky high right now, and the Sabres just have to be shaking their heads and into a hole. It's going to take a lot of guts for the Sabres to come back here and take this lead. What an effort by the Bruins. Kept on pecking away, and finally, I'll tell you what, the Sabres, they gave those 2 goals away with just mistakes, that's all. Just mental lapse.
4-4 tie. Here comes Napier. Napier trying to move in on goal to get the shot away. It'll come back now. Here's Housley. Shooting, scores! Phil Housley nails it between the legs of Levelin. And the Sabres go back into the lead in 5-4.
The shot was by Housley. It's hard to tell, but another big job by Mark Napier. 1, 2, 3 guys on top of him. He controls 3 guys. It goes back to Housley, who has a clean shot. John Tucker was in front of the net, and a Boston Bruin defender. He's completely screened on the drive, and here it comes. Right in between the legs of Lemelin, who was down searching for it. I don't even know if he could see the shot. One more time. So important to get that puck on the net. It just might have been tipped by Napier, and if it was, he certainly deserves it, because think back to earlier, before that puck went to Housley, he had 3 men tied up. They couldn't get the puck off him. What a game Mark Napier is having tonight. That experience, a lovely thing to have. I mean, he just simply knows how to play the game, period.
And the Sabres go back into the lead again with 5:59 remaining in the 3rd period. 5-4 Buffalo leading.
13 seconds after the Bruins scored, they came right back and banged it home. Oh, what a hockey game. What a series. Fans love it.
Now the Sabres have to be careful. Here comes Napier again. Napier goes to the far side, falls down, gets to the back into the corner. Loose puck, still trying to clear it. Taken by Lindsman. Lindsman gives it to Telvin. Back to Telvin. He will clear it in. A high drive, gloved by Pupa. And you're watching Sabres hockey on the Niagara Frontier Sports Network. Well, they've given the goal to Housley. Napier and Tucker getting the assist. Here's Turgeon keeping it in now to the Boston zone. Here goes Turgeon into the corner. He's bumped by Fort. Recovered by Kluzak. Kluzak with a long pass. Recovered by Johansson. Works it off the glass to the back into the Boston zone. There will be no icing. Fort will go back after it. Now the pass up through to McCarthy. Here he comes with Sweeney on the left. They send it deep into the Buffalo zone. Pupa plays it away from Lindsman. It comes off the corner boards and it's cleared to the line. No. Kept in by the Bruins. Now gathered in by Turgeon. Turgeon with 2 goals tonight. Into the Boston zone. Stops. Still with it. Goes in on goal. Here's Turgeon trying to get the shot away, and he is knocked down. The Bruins come back. They could open up a 3-on-2 situation. McCarthy, but it's an offside call at the Buffalo blue line. 4:52 remaining in the 3rd. The Whalers have tied it up with Montreal at 4-4.
So the Red Wings just walking over the Maple Leafs, 8-0. I've just been working diligently, trying to get him to go to his left, and there's one time he goes to his left. Normally, he just cheats to the right. Here he goes to the left again. He tries anyways. So he's mixing his moves up a little bit. He was too easy to read before. He'd always go to the right. Now they're not so sure.
Face off over the Buffalo blue line. Lindsman winning the draw. Cleared, but Ruff comes up with it. Ruff gets it off the board. Now Telvin. Intercepted by Ruutu. Ruutu comes down the left side. Ahead to Priestley. Shooting it on in. Foligno comes in on the play. Tries to keep it in now for Buffalo. Here's Janney's pass to Telvin. Gives it to Janney with the shot, but off the glass. Pupa leaving it now for Ruff. Ruff clearing it off the glass and back into the Boston zone with 4 minutes and 19 seconds remaining here in the 3rd period.
And that's a smart play by the defenseman. They don't have to be pretty. Go up the gut of the ice and gamble with the puck. Bang it off the boards. Play it safe.
It's intercepted by Napier. Here he comes with Tucker. Here's Napier going in with the shot. The save by Lemelin. And as you mentioned, Mike, Napier has been having an exceptional game here tonight. Now Tucker works it to the far side. Taken by Johansson. Now gives it to Napier. Napier in over the line. Knocked off his stick. Recovered by Ramsey. He cleared it ahead now to Tucker. Tucker now unable to get it. Kasper swings it over the line. He's tripped up. Now Middleton goes to the corner. Here goes Burridge in after it. Burridge has got it. Burridge trying to get away. It's tipped away by Napier and back into the Boston zone with 3:30 remaining. Back after it, Bluzak. No, haven't touched it yet. Now Bork comes up with it. Here's Turgeon keeping it in. Back to Turgeon. Turgeon with the shot. And off the skate. Housley's in deep. Here's Housley into the corner. Somebody's got her back to take his spot. A loose puck in front. Another backhand drive there by Andreychuk. It's into the corner. Middleton comes up with it. He tipped it back. Ruff will try to keep it in for Buffalo. In along the boards. Here's Shepard now. Andreychuk reaching back after it. Here's Burridge. Middleton has it. Middleton giving it to Bluzak. Bluzak sends it back to the line. Taken by Ruff. Sends it over to Housley. They come back again now. Tipped into the Boston zone with 2:50 left to play in the third period. Now Talbot working it up on the left side. They rush back. Here's Crowder in over the line. Crowder trying to get in on goals. Off to the back to McCarthy. The shot. And it hit a skate. Right back with it is Arneal. Comes to center. Shoots it into the Boston zone. Shepard goes in after it. Sends it back. And over the glass into the crowd. With 2 minutes and 29 seconds remaining, you're watching Sabres hockey on the Niagara Frontier Sports Network.
Buffalo's new FM, Magic 102.
First, they'll probably have a very light skate tomorrow, and the coaching staff will go over an awful lot of stuff. They'll go over the video with the players and set them up properly, and then we leave about 3 o'clock in the afternoon for Boston. And so it's almost a day of traveling, so it's not like you can just put your feet up and relax for the whole day.
And there's 2 minutes, 29 seconds left here in the third period. Long drive there. Limited kick. That went away. Loose puck comes back now. Kept in by Foligno. He backhands it through, but it's knocked down. And the Bruins try to get a break. Here's Crowder. He is stopped by Ramsey. Right at center right. Bork. Gloved down by Foligno. He comes back to Route 2 on the right. Priestley on the left. Foligno into the line. Shoots it in wide of the net. Lemelin will play it to the boards now. Linsman. Ahead it comes to McCarthy. Now for Bork to the line. Bork sending it through. They put out Pupa. Now McCarthy. But right onto the stick of Foligno and ahead to Mike Ramsey with 1:50 to go. Ramsey just gently tipped it behind the Boston net. Now Buffalo makes another player change. We can look for Reggie Lemelin to leave the net in favor of the extra attacker. Here comes Joyce. In over the line now. Linsman trying to get the shot. The drive. They score! The Bruins have tied it up in a goal by Neely with 1 minute and 33 seconds remaining. Neely gets his second goal of the game.
Oh, it's just exciting. Watch the work right here as the Bruins just tear into the Buffalo Sabres their own zone. Neely gets free on the far side, and the key to that goal was the release. Did he ever release it in a hurry? He pulled the trigger almost instantaneously. Boom! Right into the far corner. A deadly shot by their big gunner, Cam Neely. Outstanding play right here by Janney. Look at that puck. It was almost right into his feet. And still with the player right on top of him. Housley was right on top of him. He still came up with the play, pitched it over to the far side. And Neely in a bat of an eye sunk it into the far corner.
And it's a 5-5 tie with 1:30 remaining here in regulation. Ruff will go into the corner. He touches it, and the Bruins are called for icing, and there's a possibility of overtime. The first time in this series, but what a comeback by the Boston Bruins. After falling behind 4-2, they tied it up at 4-4. Sabres went ahead 5-4. Now the Bruins have tied it at 5. Your producer tonight, Paul Whelan, and director Paul DeWall.
You know, that's a perfect example when you're talking about the Boston Bruins. What they're doing here tonight to continue to come back. That's nothing new. That's just their style of play, and it happens a lot during the season. They have a lot of players that aren't necessarily long on talent, but boy, you try weighing their hearts. They're a special type of player that's built perfectly for the Adams division and the small ice surface.
Here's Tucker sending it back in behind the net now. Tucker with it again. He's knocked out. Middleton will come back. The pass is blocked. Middleton sends it off the glass. Gets it back now. Here's Ruff with it. He'll tip it high into the air. It'll go into the Bruins zone. Bluzak. Down behind the net for Burry. 1 minute and 5 seconds left in regulation, but here come the Bruins on the attack with Burridge. The pass to Kasper in front. Andrechuk comes up with it. Andrechuk trying to clear it. He is checked. The pass goes through to Housley. Here he comes into the Bruin zone. Housley getting it back now to Napier. The pass in front of the net. Blocked. Knocked away. Loose puck in front. They jam at it. No, the referee, Kerry Fraser, is right there.
The arms went up for a moment. A couple of Sabres threw their arms up, but nothing really happened. Lemlin was right there to hold onto the puck before it went over the goal line. And look at Kerry Fraser. He's just leaning up against the post. Nobody could have a better look at that puck than Kerry Fraser.
And we'd like to welcome ESPN to our broadcast here. As you look at this replay, there's 42 seconds remaining here in this third period. The game is tied at 5-5. And there's Christian Ruutu. Thought perhaps the puck had gone over the line, but look, there's Kerry Fraser, the referee, right on the goal line.
You know, and surprisingly, look back at that play, and who coughed the puck up? It was Raymond Bourque again. It's unusual to see Bourque cough the puck up in such a deadly position.
At one point in this third period, the Sabres had taken a 4-2 lead. The Bruins came back to tie it at 4-4. Then Buffalo went ahead 5-4 on a goal by Housley, and Neely just a few moments ago tied it up with Neely's second goal of the game, second goal of the playoffs. Face-off in the Bruin zone. Ruutu trying to win the draw. Now Kluzak. Ruutu in after it. He's trying to set it up. Here's Lindsman there. Ruutu and Kluzak. There's Lindsman behind the net. 30 seconds left. The long pass gloved down by Ramsey. He will send it back into the Boston zone. 25 seconds left in regulation. Kluzak now giving it to Bourque. The long pass tipped by Lindsman into the Buffalo zone. Ramsey hustles back after it, and the Bruins are called for icing.
And that's twice. I'm sorry.
With 14 seconds now left in regulation.
That's twice in the last minute that the Boston Bruins have been called for icing. 14 seconds remaining, a very mild game compared to the first three encounters. It was war out there for the first three games, and there's Cam Neely, their big workhorse. He slipped one into the far corner. Tonight, what an exceptional goal, and what a play from his centerman, Janney, who put it right on his stick, and he found the far corner.
34 shots for Buffalo and 30 for the Bruins. Face-off will be into the right now of Lemlin. 14 seconds left in regulation.
How much gas can Kluzak and Bourque have left?
Oh, they've been playing, I'll tell you, well over 40 minutes. They've had to here in this game tonight. Now Ruutu against Lindsman.
Gut check time right now.
Down the draw, taken by Bourque. Bourque goes in behind the net. 9 seconds left. It's cleared into the Buffalo zone. Ramsey hustling back after it. And with 2 seconds now left on the clock, again the Bruins are called for icing. And the face-off will come back in. Now the Sabres will try to set this up, and they hope that Ruutu will be able to perhaps win the draw as Darren Pupa makes his way to the Buffalo bench for an extra skater.
There you look at it. The goaltender comes out with 2 seconds remaining. That's the third time the Boston Bruins have shot the puck down the ice for icing. Now 2 seconds, you can score a goal in 2 seconds. That's enough time, but the faceoff has to be won cleanly. And I think John Tucker will take the draw. Kenny Lindsman will try to keep him in check. We'll see who he sets up right in behind Tucker for the shot. Maybe it'll be Kenny Priestley. Phil Housley to Tucker's right. Now, Housley will be the man to pull the trigger if the puck is brought back.
Now Ted Sater in behind the Buffalo bench trying to indicate where the players should move. Now Priestley moves over. Here's Tucker trying to get it back to Housley. 2 seconds left on the clock. But Lindsman wins the draw. The puck goes over the glass into the crowd. The horn goes, and we are heading into overtime here at a Memorial Auditorium. And overtime, of course, means 20 minutes. They'll take another break for another intermission. Shots on goal Buffalo with a total of 10 and the Bruins with a total of 11 shots. And final shots on goal, 34 for the Buffalo Sabres and a total of 30 for the Boston Bruins. But when you look at Cam Neely, now Neely came into this game tonight, and Neely had not scored a goal in the first 3 games. He picks up 2 tonight.
Yeah, great hockey players. They come up in sudden moments as early as Neely's turn tonight. Remember, Neely is probably playing with a broken nose or the next closest thing to it. He has the face guard on tonight. And say the same thing about Keith Crowder. He's wearing the mask also with the guard for the chin area. So I'll tell you, Ted, both these hockey clubs, they're in positions to win this hockey game. They just kept on coughing it up with bad mistakes, and one team capitalizing off the other team's mistakes, as it usually happens.
So with the overtime coming up next, and we are tied at 5-5 after regulation time. And now let's go to John Gertler. Series at 2-2.
Well, Ted, I'll tell you what. For the Bruins, I'll take Casper and Neely for the winner. And for Buffalo, I'll take Foligno and Napier.
Now play is underway. We start overtime. Rutu sends it into the Bruin zone. Lemelin leaving it there. Now Bork with the long pass, but it's off the boards into the Buffalo zone. Housley goes back to touch it, and the Bruins are called for icing.
We got a final in the American Hockey League. The Rochester Americans defeated Adirondack 5-3.
Now the Amherst take a 2-0 lead in that best-of-7 series with games 3 and 4 at Adirondack Wednesday and Friday.
How much would it cost to bring Rennie Robert in for this overtime? He had that Midas touch, didn't he?
Sure did. Now Turgeon, Arneal, and Shepard, a forward line combination for Buffalo. Well, all players must have butterflies right now going into this overtime.
Yeah, great experience for the real young players.
On the draw, loose puck, picked out by Bork, but Rupp is there to keep it in. Long shot there, Lemelin shot at the last moment. Here they come, Crowder giving it to Lindsman, trying to get in on goal. Lindsman right in behind the net, still with it. Here's Lindsman, sends it to the far side. There's the shot, the loose puck sitting there. Housley knocked it away. The Bruins put on the pressure, but a sliding save by Housley, and the puck comes back to center. Not Buzak. Giving it to Bork. Come to Lindsman. Here's Ruck. Steps in over the line with the pass, put onto the stick of Sweeney. He will clear it to center. Housley tipping it high into the air. Buffalo makes a player change. Bork will go after him. Pass through now to Lindsman. Broken up. Comes back to Napier. He knocked it back into the Boston zone. Lemelin leaving it there for Kluzak. Slashes that one off the glass into the Buffalo zone. Johansson trying to get to it. Pupa will play it to the corner boards. Ramsey tipping it up now to Andrechuk. Here's Andrechuk at the blue line. The pass through now to Ramsey into the Boston zone. Back to Napier with the drive. Lemelin makes the save. The rebound gathered in by Joyce. Here's a loose puck now. Here's Tucker out in front to Andrechuk. He couldn't control it. Andrechuk trying to get to it. Comes back over the line. Tucker works to the back of the line. Gives it to Ramsey. At center. Cleared to the back into the Bruin zone. Lemelin will leave it there for Kelvin. Round it'll come now for Joyce. Joyce with Napier in for Jackie. Now Wesley's pass. Gives it to Neely. Had it knocked off his stick by Rupp. And now the Bruins make a player change. Rupp to Rutu over the line. At center, but he's checked by Middleton, who gets it back now to Bork. Through now to Casper. Taken by Rupp. Comes back to the Boston zone. Kluzak. Bork. Back in behind the net. Kluzak with it. Here comes Rutu in on the play. McCarthy sends it to center. Housley going back at his own line. Backhanding it off the boards. It'll come over the line. Foligno. Here's the pass through. Tipped up now for Priestley. Priestley into the Boston zone. He's taken to the board. Back in behind the net is Kluzak. He's bumped. Here's Ruutu. Ruutu centering it out. But it comes back to the line. Slashed and kept in. Here's Ruutu with it far side. Here's Priestley. Couldn't get the shot away. Middleton comes up with it as Priestley was spinning around. Was unable to get the shot. The Bruins are called for icing.
Well, that's twice the Sabres had good opportunities. The first one, Dave Anderchuk, he fumbled a little bit with the puck, but he didn't get a shot on goal. And this time it was Priestley's turn. As you look at defenseman Lindy Ruff, the Sabres going with 4 defensemen. They say the same for the Boston Bruins. Here's the opportunity right here. John Tucker setting up Anderchuk, and he wanted to set it up to the forehand, and the puck just slipped between his legs. And here's a little action for the Boston Bruins. A long drive from back at the point. Pupa makes that save. And I'm going to tell you something, boy, what a big, fat rebound just laying there for the Bruins.
Face-off into the right of Lemelin. 5-5. And we are in overtime with almost 3 minutes gone by. Bergeron and Lindsman. Now the puck will go to the corner. Arneal kicks at it. Here's Arneal trying to get it back. Comes to Crowder. Crowder works it off the boards and deep into the Buffalo zone. Johansson. Around it comes, but Lindsman is there for the Bruins. Tipped it through. Here is Sweeney. Back in behind the net. Now Crowder. Johansson comes up with it. Knocked down in front of it. Was Turgeon. He looks at the referee. It's picked up, and here comes Turgeon. Back at center. Now to the Boston line with Shepard. Turgeon goes into the corner. Here's Turgeon right in behind the net, trying to one-hand it in front of the net, and Crowder comes up with it. You don't see too many penalties here in this overtime.
You'll see plenty of quick changes from both clubs.
Ruff starts to bring it back. Down that left side, steps to the Boston line, still with it, goes into the corner now. He's taken into the boards hard. It'll come back now to Shepard, but he missed it. Shepard unable to get back to it. Kluzak will give it to Joyce. Knocked away, tipped off the boards into the Buffalo zone. Here's Neely. They've got to watch Neely. Now Joyce has got it. Joyce behind the net with Tucker. They go to the corner. It'll come back now to Janney. In behind the net, Ruff trying to clear it away from Neely. Now back it comes to Joyce. He's got Janney in front. Back to Bourque with the shot. It is tipped wide. Here's Kluzak coming in on the play. Kluzak behind the net. Here's Tucker. Kluzak still with it. Brings it out in front with the shot. Here's Neely coming up with his drive, and that one went wide. Bourque at the right point. He kept it in. Ruff trying to clear it. Cleared by Housley. Gives it to Napier. At center. Now to the Boston line. Napier going to the corner. He's taken to the boards by Bourque. Tucker comes up with it, sends it back. Here's Johansson coming up on the play, keeping it in. And Rachuk sends a race for the goal crease. And Bourque is there to knock it away. Janney comes right back for the Bruins. At center. Out of the Buffalo line, clearing it in. Johansson, one mistake. Neither team, and it's all over.
I don't think the players don't realize it.
Here's Casper taking over. He'll drop it back in. Ramsey, he swings it over to Johansson at the Buffalo blue line. Through now to Foligno's got a break. There's Foligno going in. Oh, the great sliding save there by one of the Bruins. There's going to be a penalty coming up here. Yes, a tripping ball to the Bruins. Foligno taken down. And the Sabres will go to the power play.
And you can see Foligno argue a little bit for the penalty shot. Let's have a look at it. Here he goes. He's wide open at this point. The rookie Wesley catching up to him. Sweep check. Takes the puck right off his stick. No penalty. Certainly no penalty shot on that opportunity for Foligno. I'll tell you, it was an outstanding play by Wesley. Did he ever hustle to get back here? And he caught up to Foligno at the last moment. Brought him down to the ice. The referee decided to make the call. Now the Sabres move on to the power play, and Talbot is down in the corner, slow getting up. He's not getting up whatsoever, as a matter of fact.
And again, we'd like to welcome ESPN back to our telecast here from Memorial Auditorium. We are into overtime with 14 minutes and 52 seconds remaining.
Oh, the intensity of playoff hockey, and it just quadruples when they move into overtime. And there's the hit by Anderchuk on Talbot. Puts him down, and he's on the limp right now. The Bruins have been going with 4 defensemen, Ted. This would hurt them an awful lot. All of a sudden, Terry O'Reilly might have to sink in his 5th defenseman, who's sitting there cold as ice.
And Glenn Wesley has gone to the penalty box for tripping. And the Sabres will go to the power play. The Sabres are 2 for 6 on the power play tonight.
Ted Sater staying very calm and cool. You don't want to show too much excitement to the players like you're out of control. You want to show them that you're in control. Listen to me. I know what I'm doing. Trust me. 5-5 tie. We're into overtime. The Sabres move on to the power play. Buffalo out shooting Boston 36-31.
It'll be Andrechuk, Turgeon. Tucker up in the forward line. Kenny Priestley at Housley will be working back in the points.
And they've been rocking and rolling in this auditorium all night. They're on their feet once again. Here we go.
On the draw, the puck will go to the corner. Kluzak. He's stopped. Here's Tucker behind the net with it. Tucker now is checked, but he still has control. Tucker now works it back to Housley. Housley giving it to Tucker. Here's Andrechuk in front of the net. Tucker's side of the net now to Turgeon. Turgeon slide to the back to Tucker. Back to Housley. Housley giving it to Tucker. Winds up, shooting. He scores! He scores! The Buffalo Sabres have won it in overtime. 6-5 over the Bruins. And the Sabres have tied the series at 2 games each. And look at this crowd here. Listen to them at Memorial Auditorium.
Corner, Turgeon standing in front of the net, and Andrechuk ready to pounce on it. An awful cool move by John Tucker. He holds, he's looking for the right opportunity. He wants the man to pass. He doesn't find anybody. Goes with the drive. Here it goes. Off the goaltender, then off Gordon Kluzak right into the net. That's 4 goals in 2 games now for Tucker that have banked in off Bruin players. This time it's Gordon Kluzak.
I wonder whether or not Turgeon got a piece of that puck while standing in front of Reggie Lemelin. I don't know if the puck changed its direction or not, or perhaps if it didn't hit Turgeon, then perhaps it hit Kluzak.
Well, you're talking about a dog-tired Boston Bruin hockey club. And you know, Ted, you talk about the goat on the play. It went off Kluzak, but how can you call him a goat after the game he's played here tonight? Lemelin did his job, didn't he? He made the save. He kicked it over to the far corner, except it never reached the far corner. It came right out, caught Kluzak in the back of the leg, and he turns around, looks at it, and remorse. John Tucker, what an opportunity, and he didn't fail.
So the final score, the Buffalo Sabres 6 and the Boston Bruins 5 here at Memorial Auditorium, out shooting the Bruins 37-31, and they have tied the series at 2 games each. And now let's go to John Gertler.
Thank you, Ted. The countdown with Tucker getting his 5th point of the evening. Again, as we mentioned before we went into overtime, that John Tucker had just established the Buffalo Sabres season high for playoffs, that establishing 8 points. Well, tonight he's got 9 points. And that, the game winner, perfect perspective and a great way to end this game here in Buffalo. 6-5 overtime winner with John Tucker getting it at the 5:32 mark. We'll be back on the Niagara Frontier Sports Network.
Let's take a look at tonight's 3 stars. The 3rd star going to the Bruins, Cam Neely, with a pair of goals and 1 assist. Pierre Turgeon, the 2nd star, with a 4-point night, 2 goals and 2 assists. With a 5-point night, John Tucker, the #1 star, with 2 goals and 3 assists. The Sabres win it by 6-5. You're watching Sabres hockey on the Niagara Frontier Sports Network.